or 7.
You want to do it together? What time do you usually do it?
Well, now we're live, so we'll talk about that in a second.
Oh, okay.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for coming in and saying hi. And I always appreciate you guys. You always have good conversations, and you crack me up a lot. So thank you so much. What? Just to show how fucked up I am. Anyone else that word adventurous is in the E of B? Oh. You know what, Ox? I can't take you anywhere. So anyway, so in the back before we came in, Jenny and I were discussing trans stuff. I don't know why. Just coincidentally. And I said to her that I was excited because tomorrow is my tea day. I'm going to take my second shot tomorrow. So because I was so hard on myself on Monday, I was telling the medical assistant how I gave myself the shot. And she, you're doing that wrong. And she tried to explain to me. I said, can I just bring in my tea and you'll just give me the shot? And that way you can show me how to do it properly. I said, because I don't think I'm doing it right. She said, absolutely. So I'm taking my tea to work tomorrow, and either right at the end of the day, or I told her we'll do it at the end of the day because that's close to when I had it done. The first time I did it like 6:30. So at the end of the day, she's going to show me how to do it properly so I don't hurt myself again. Because, well, the first thing I realized I did something stupid. I was standing up. My muscle was engaged. I was standing in an awkward position, bending over, trying to give myself a fucking shot. So that was not smart.
Where do you shoot yourself?
My thigh.
Oh, God.
And I was standing up, and it didn't even dawn on me. My muscle was not relaxed when I did that.
If I would have known, I would have said that too.
Yeah. So I was like, can you just show me how? She said, yeah, she's been giving shots for like 6-7 years now or something, or at least 3 or 4. So she's really good at it. And everybody she gives a flu shot or anything to, they're always like, wow, I didn't really feel that. So I was like, you're my person. You're going to show me how to do this.
Okay. Do you know about pulling your skin?
Yeah, no, I pulled my skin up, but I didn't grab my muscle like I should have, because this is intramuscular. And I didn't grab my muscle like I should have because my muscle was engaged. So I stuck it right through the loose skin and stuck it right into an engaged muscle. And I was like, the next day I was like, damn, that hurts.
If you're doing an IM into a quad, you of course have leg relax. You've learned that.
Yes.
You know, of course, do the alcohol cleaning and stuff.
Yeah, you got to grab it like this.
Then you just take like 3-4 fingers.
I can't do it
above, closer to the hip from where you're going to shoot, and you press down and just pull the skin. It doesn't have. You're not going to pull the muscle. You can just pull the skin backwards as far as you can to kind of make the skin tense.
Okay.
And so it makes the needle going in easier that way. But and you keep it pulled back during the actual, plunger.
Yeah, the whole time. Yeah.
And when you take it out and let the skin go, you've taken the hole, which was straight through, and you've shifted half of it to the side.
Oh, okay.
And so it will bleed less.
Oh, okay. Well, because I didn't bleed last time, honestly.
Yeah,
there was just that little dot was there, and that I never bled.
Most of the time, that's all it is. But sometimes there's more, sometimes there's less. So
yeah. Well, at least that way. Yes, Purple. I agree. There's nothing like a demonstration from a professional. Did you give yourself a sucker after? No, I smoked a bowl. Same diff.
I asked afterwards as a reward.
Ox, don't you dare do a meme with me trying to show people how to grab their leg to do a shot. Don't you fucking dare, you dick. Thank you, Marie. Aw, you're so sweet. Thank you, honey. Yeah, if a couple people want to just leave Twitch open so I can get some viewers on there, that would be great. I'd appreciate it. So, I don't know if I'll ever do anything with it, but I might. Who knows? Maybe I'll get some Sims going and I can game Sims with Ben. Maybe. Anyway, so I'm excited. Today was a little crazy Monday at work, but otherwise it wasn't too bad. You're going to give me more hair, Rocks? Yeah, I don't have very thick hair on my legs. I never really have, so I don't know how much that's going to grow in. But I did find out something last night. Huh?
It's going to grow in.
Okay. So I did learn something last night, though, that you can use. I never thought about this, but use minoxidil, which is a hair growth treatment. You can use it on your face to help your beard grow in better.
Oh, really?
So I never thought about that. Ding! That's a great idea. Also, well, there's a doctor out there online. He's transgender, and he does a lot of experiments with stuff. And his is like, you know how the stuff that you get at the drugstore is like 5%, and the extra strengths, like the highest you can get is like 20. He has a like 100% solution that has biotin in it.
You got to put it on with rubber gloves, or you'll get hairy fingertips.
Probably would be recommended. So anyways, I was like, I have biotin pills, and it does help your hair grow. I remember when I was taking it all the time, my eyebrows and stuff were growing faster. So I'm gonna take biotin, and then I'm just gonna put minoxidil on my face to help my beard grow in. I'm not gonna start it now, but I'll probably start it in like a couple weeks. So yeah. I'm excited. I'm obsessed with beard filters on all the different platforms. I'm addicted. I want a beard so bad. I look so fucking good with one. It's ridiculous. Somebody gave me the wrong damn gender with my hormones. And I know that to be a fact because I've always been like a dude, and I've always talked shit around the guys. And then when there are women around, I don't say anything, but I have these thoughts go through my head that are like, I am such a fucking perverted dude. But on the flip side of that, so is Jenny. But Jenny's a perverted woman.
Don't talk about me.
Whatever, you are.
My gosh.
You are.
Jen, have you watched this show Through the Decades?
Mm-mm.
It's the show that it's similar to a show back in the early 60s that was called The 20th Century, hosted by Walter Cronkite.
Okay.
But this is not Walter Cronkite. And what they do is, for today's date, they cover all these news stories from television and newsreels on that date in history.
Right. Okay.
And today is the anniversary of the first demonstration helicopter water rescue.
Really?
In the 40s, yeah.
No shit.
And
that's cool.
It was on Lake Michigan that they did it. Probably outside.
Of course.
Probably outside Chicago Naval Station.
Yeah, I'm sure. My sister was. Hey, Wild. Yeah, buddy. You can get a link. My sister was stationed in Chicago for I don't know. It was less than a year, and then they moved her somewhere. They moved her back to Virginia or something. Can't remember. She was. Oh no, she went to. No, I apologize. She went up there for training. That's what it was. It was part of her advanced training when she was in the Navy. She went up there. So yeah. That's that. That is that. But with my family, they've been all over the United States at naval stations. And then the rest of us have been everywhere in some kind of army capacity. So it is true. What? Well, come here. She just came up and started yelling at me. Ah. Gosh, who's in charge? Not me. I am not the one in charge, am I? Nope. Anyways, so what's new with you, Jenny? I heard that you have found a new friend.
Yeah, she was she was one of the alleys here, and I was walking down on my way to the coffee shop, and she was just kind of laying there in the corner, and so I said, hey, are you do you belong, Candy Daddy? And she said no. I said, well, why don't you come on with me and we'll get some coffee? That's not true.
I was waiting. I was really like, this is not how I heard the story.
A friend of mine, a local friend of mine, Chris, who runs the BP station.
Yeah, everybody's got a Chris or a Dan or a Jim they know that runs a BP station.
Well, don't they?
But yeah, no, I was serious.
We do have 2 gas stations in town. We also have a Cenex. Oh no, it changed. A Mileage is the brand now. Oh no.
Well, look at that face. How are you? Well, look at that face.
Sorry, I've got the
You gotta turn me off in the background there, Wild.
I've got the YouTube stream on. Sorry about that.
That's all right. You gotta turn me off in the background there, Wild.
I've got the YouTube stream on. Sorry about that.
Right.
You have to forgive the accent.
Forgive what accent?
This accent, this one of mine.
Why would I forget? Why would I care about your accent? I don't care.
You rock.
I'll be right.
This is
Okay.
why you rock.
We talk. I talk to people all over, so
I'm on my
it does-
phone.
yeah, no, it doesn't. Accents don't bother me.
All right, cool.
We have all kinds of friends. We have Irish friends and English and British friends and Australian and where else do we know people from? Purple, Switzerland, Denmark. Oh my God, I can't even think of any of them.
You're fucking global.
Pretty much, yeah. Like we have friends all over. England, UK. Shit, I know there's more. I just can't think of it right now. Well, I cannot think of it right now. So what have you been up to, man?
Not much. Just the usual. Watching you. Watching YouTube.
Watching YouTube. No, none of us watch YouTube. We just randomly come on here like once or twice a week. That's it. It's never.
Is that it?
Jenny said she'd be right back, Catnip.
Yeah, that's fine. This is first live stream I've done for a while.
Oh, well, welcome. Thanks for coming by.
Cheers.
Yeah. Yeah, we got all kinds of people coming in the chat tonight. There's Vanta. If anybody wants to come in, that's in there. Because I know all of you so far. The link's up above you. So you're welcome to scroll up and grab that.
Yeah, no, purple. Oh, purple. She comes in sometimes, yeah.
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 Purple isn't feeling too good tonight, so
Right.
sinus stuff. So
I've just logged
she
on,
said
so-
she'd come. Yeah, she said she'd come in if she felt like it, but I told her not to worry about it.
So what have you been on about? What are you talking about?
What's that? Oh, tonight? Oh, I'm just talking about whatever. What do you want to talk about?
What about relationships and girlfriends and getting girlfriends?
Relationship stream. We can do that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm good once I find them. I have trouble finding them.
Yeah.
And once I find them, then I'm good because then I know what to do. It's the finding them part I have trouble with.
Yeah.
You ever just wake up in the morning and go, or no, actually, it was right before I went to bed last night. I was like, how did that happen? Just like tore my hand up here too. I have no idea. I just looked down. There was like dried blood on my hand. Fucking.
I've never had blood on my hands.
Say again?
I've never had dried blood on my hands before.
Oh, really?
No.
Yeah, I don't know. I randomly do that. I'll just injure myself and I don't even know how I injured myself.
Yeah, I do that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'll look down, there's just blood or something. I'm like, you know what happened when I was building my tiny house? Because, people talk about putting blood, sweat, and tears into a project.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't cry but
You are-
but I
Yeah.
did sweat, and I definitely bled because I was walking.
Yeah.
I was walking like across. I was parked in front of this garage I had that I paid for. So my trailer's parked this way, and the garage is over here, and there's a drive through there. And so I was walking back and forth, and I was cutting wood and bringing it back and installing it and checking the next measurement, whatever, because it was only like a 15, 18-foot walk or whatever. So that's what I was doing, and I was walking back, and I saw these drips, this wet drips on the ground, and I was like, the hell's dripping? I was only carrying wood with me. And then I stepped into the trailer and I saw the trailer blood on my not finished floor. It was still plywood.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck? And I looked down, there was like this huge gash on me, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
the fuck did I do that?
Oh yeah, I know what you mean now. Yeah. Random cuts and bruises.
Yeah, I've got lots of scars. My hands are beat to shit. They don't look too bad but cameras are forgiving on YouTube. So just like people in the audience think I'm good looking sometimes, I'm really not. They're going to see me in person one day and be like, fuck.
No,
damn, I had no idea, man.
You're really good looking.
Oh my God. No, dude. No. I'm telling you, it's all camera tricks. I got freckles all over my face. I got big, like fucking beauty marks on my face. I'm wrinkly. Better than planting your baby under the foundation.
You rock.
Kevin, do you know someone who planted their baby under the foundation?
You rock.
You rock, buddy. Jenny, everybody was like, where'd Jenny go?
Purple sent me a message and asked, has the donation fund grown at all? Which is the answer is no. And
okay.
Is the car still available? And I hadn't checked yet today, but I went and checked, and the ad is still there, and it has a picture added that shows a little rust spot on it, which happens to be a spot that every copy of this car in this model
gets rust there.
In
right.
that spot, yeah.
Yeah.
So I believe it still is. And so we should just proceed. Cross our fingers, see what happens.
Rock on. Well, just so you guys do know, I am continuing this fundraiser for Jenny. She still needs a car. Nothing has changed about that. She has about a third of what she needs to get this used vehicle that matches the one she has, so she can pull parts off the old one. The old one's motor blew. So there was some issues there with like leakage and oil and stuff. But anyway, so the motor blew on the old one. Yes, thank you, Marie, for putting that up. Yeah, so and it's in good shape and everything, and so it's only 4 hours away from her, and it happens to be a BMW that matches, and it happens to only be like $3,300, which is really cheap. And the guy's wanting to get rid of it pretty fast, so we've been doing a fundraiser all weekend, and I'm gonna keep putting it up on my stream. So if anybody wants to donate, the link is above, or Marie just put it in there as well. Thank you, Marie. And also, if you cannot donate, that is fine. Share it out to all your social media. Ask for help for us. And so that would be amazing. And so that's why I keep promoting it, because I have no money to give Jenny to help her. So I figured I'll put it out there, and see if we can get her some help. So if anybody could spread that around, I'd appreciate it. And I'm sure Jenny would too. So.
Today is also the anniversary of Tupac Shakur's death.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about him and what happened. I don't know.
He was shot.
Was it over drugs or not?
Don't know. Never caught the person who did it.
Yeah. Okay. So everybody, what I had heard originally is that it was about drugs, and whatever. There's all kinds of famous people that do drugs. I wouldn't be shocked by that. More famous people do drugs than non-famous people, I'm pretty sure. So we used to call them two pops, I'm sure, because we were assholes. Well, because we were misinformed, because we thought it was just about drugs. So, No, I don't know. I heard it was some kind of jealousy thing over rap. And yes, Math Pig, this is the real Wild Heart up here with me.
Hey,
The person whose face I have never seen until today.
yeah, my thing.
Yeah, so anyway, so that's what we called him, just because, but I did hear, I saw some kind of documentary about him and was the other one Biggie? Was Biggie the other one that got shot?
I have no clue.
I think so. Anyway, so I heard that it was some kind of a thing between the rappers, because there was new rappers coming out and shit, and it caused some kind of conflict, and somebody didn't like it or something because their sales were dropping, or I don't know, some kind of shit like that.
I just assume if nobody knows what happens, it's a lover's quarrel.
Maybe. But it's not. To me, it's more likely that it was some kind of a war between the rappers than it would have been over drugs. Because the bottom line is, somebody like that's rich and famous, he ain't slinging them. He might be buying them. And maybe somebody did shoot him over. He was trying to get some drugs, and the guy fucking shot him and jacked him for all his money. I mean, that could have happened. I don't think it was like a drug war thing, like he was some kind of kingpin. I think that's stupid. So they got Suge Knighted. Puff Daddy versus Suge Knight. Yeah. Yeah, so anyways, thank you, Caretaker. I appreciate that for boosting my Twitch watching there. Looking Beefcake. What are you talking about, Math Pig? You ain't seen Beefcake, baby. I just started going back to the gym. You wait. I'm weak right now. My arms are small and not toned. You wait. Oh, you wait, baby. These guns are going to be big soon. You wait. This is small. My arms used to be like this, like legitly up there. I'm so weak right now.
B promised me that he'd develop a 24-inch bicep.
I did not say that. I don't even know what the measurements are. I have no idea what that even is.
It's like
in my head.
Your waist, except you measure at the biggest part of your bicep.
Oh, yeah. I was 24 inches at one point, around my waist, when I was almost dead from my kidney. My waist was, I lost so much weight that all my clothes wouldn't fit me from painting, because I went from 148 down to 103. So when I got under at like 115, I had to go buy more shorts. Like, I was literally like doubling over these sides to make it fit me. So I went down and I had to buy size 24. And by the time I went into surgery, the size 24 was falling off of my hips. Like, I had lost all fat and muscle. Totally. I was literally just skin and bones. So funny. Thank you, Catnip. Your video earlier reference. Which one? About me having the beards, Math Pig? I don't know. I'm small? What's that mean?
Small.
Small? S-O-S-M-O-L?
Small, tiny, little.
I am not little.
Got that.
Hey, I may be 5'6" in stature, but in my head, I'm 5'10".
Yeah, well, in reality, I'm bigger than you.
You're taller than I am, really?
Yeah.
How tall are you?
5'9".
Well, some bitch. No more fighting with Jenny. I'm not having sex with you now. You'll probably fucking kill me.
No, I'm safe. I'm safe on my bottom. You just I'll just lay there. It's okay.
Ox, did you put hairy legs on me? Oh my god, what did he do now? He's always sending me twitches of some meme. Hold on, I'll share it with you guys. Hold on. It says when the tea kicks in.
Ew.
That's fucking disgusting, man. That is the grossest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Are those some of those pantyhose?
Like he drew in his hair.
Are those some of those hairy pantyhose?
No, they're real hair. It's real hair.
Do you know
You
what
know
those
what, Ox? I swear to God.
pantyhose? Do you know what those pantyhose are? B.
Huh?
They're so they're sold to women as a way to deter attacks or rapists. I mean, it's wrong-headed because most rapes are not sex-based; they're power-based, and
Right. Yeah.
yeah. But the
But
theory
if
was
they prefer how a woman looks over a man,
if
it
you
might
wear
deter.
if you wear these pantyhose that look like hairy legs, that the bad guys will leave you alone. And they look pretty gross under a skirt, I have to say. But that's cultural too. I mean, in Europe, they don't, women generally don't shave their legs, at least in France. But
No, and the hippies don't either. I was in truck driving school with this hippie chick, and she was, after she was done with school, she was going to go live out on a like co-op kind of farm. Yeah, Spooky, that is really wild heart. Yes, I know. It was shocking for me as well. Anyways, so she was real hippie, and she didn't shave her legs and her armpits. She was the first person I ever met that was like that, that wasn't a foreigner. And it was very strange to me. I was like, why? And then I thought about it a little bit, and I was like, I guess it doesn't matter. Who the fuck cares? You know, this is like 15 years ago before it was cool to think that.
oh, that's been going on a lot longer than 15 years.
Oh, no, I'm just saying that was 15 years ago that I met someone that was like that.
I see.
I mean, I met like a couple French people, but all the French are always hairy people. Like, you don't think about it, you know? It's like the French are known to be hairy, you know? Yeah. So I didn't think about seeing a couple of French women that had hairy armpits. I mean, I was kind of like, ugh, you know, but
just remember,
I didn't judge them for it. I just thought it was kind of gross.
Just remember the Leonard Cohen line. I walked this floor before I knew you.
Yeah. Hi, Purple.
Hello. Yeah,
how are you, honey?
It's not so good, so.
It does sound a little rough. Is it, you say it's your sinuses?
Yeah, I think it's probably a sinus infection and it's running down my throat.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I read that you got a COVID test. I'm glad for that.
Yeah, I went and took the test just to be sure, but they said it's going to be like Thursday before they have the results. But I was vaccinated fully in May, and I've still been wearing a mask all the time anyway, so I don't think it's likely to be COVID, but...
No, I mean, it's good. If the insurance is going to pay for it, always double check. Absolutely.
Yeah, the pharmacy is doing free COVID testing.
Yeah. Well, if you have insurance, they're billing something to your insurance companies, but they're not charging anybody copays or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you don't have insurance, they're just eating it, basically. Yep. I mean, I went in to get my vax shot, and I was like, I don't have insurance. And the lady said, that's fine. You don't have to. It's free. Okay. So nobody paid for mine. Mine was free. The drug company, Pfizer, paid for it. Wild Spooky wants to know if you can talk for him.
I can talk for you. You probably recognize this accent. It's kind of off Manchester.
There you
as
go,
far
Spooky.
as the thing about hairy women, had an Italian guy one time tell me that if she didn't have hair under her armpits, then she was too young.
Oh, jeez.
That's how he could tell that it was a grown woman instead of a girl.
Oh, my God.
I mean, I'm a little furry. I'm just debating. I don't think I want hairy armpits.
I don't
like them.
Yeah, no, it's just the cultural standards are different in different countries.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying, like, even in the U.S., all guys are supposed to, unless they're like bodybuilders, but I'm just not going to do that. I'm not interested in having hairy armpits. All it does is make you stink more. What the fuck's the point in that?
Well, that's about the first thing I noticed with the estrogen for me is that I haven't shaved my legs in over 2 weeks, but unless you actually go to feel them, you can't tell.
Yeah. Yep, I'm looking forward to more hair. It's gonna look
Yeah.
so good. Sorry,
It
you
hasn't
got me
done much
started
for the
on that
facial
again.
hair for me, but it seems to be working on the legs.
Fuzzy boys.
Theo, you trim your armpit hair? That's smart. I like that. I like that.
It's nice to meet you.
Oh, you guys don't know each other?
No, well, we've spoken chat about. I've never.
Yeah, we've been in here together before.
Oh, okay. Well, Wild doesn't show up as much as you do, Purple. So I wasn't sure if you guys met in here or not, or
Yeah, it's good to speak. to you.
I mean, Purple's in all of Math Pigs. I mean, Wild Heart's in all of Math Pigs chats, and
Yeah.
haunts around where my brother is, and oh god, all kinds of places.
Yeah, Math Pig is usually live while I'm still working, so I have to catch those in reruns.
Yeah, I have that problem too.
With the paper. Urgh. It's like nails on a blackboard for me.
What is it?
Hearing that crunchy paper noise.
Oh, well, that's what it feels like with your mic, Sunshine.
Well, that's
I
why
still-
I mute it.
And I'm sorry,
Touche and touche for both of us.
I hadn't muted it, but that was petting Sammy's son with the crinkly tube of poking.
Hey, there's Monday Night Football is on, and I'm not a football fan that I want to watch every game that comes on or anything like that.
Theo said,
but
"I'm
I-
an
but I-
actor."
But I am so glad that this is on instead of that fucking show, The Bachelor or Bachelorette, or
I hate
any
those
of those.
shows.
God,
I
I hate
can't.
so much.
I can't do any of those. I think they're fucking stupid. It's just another way to attract drama, like the wives of blah 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 blah, or whoever they are.
Yeah,
Women of, wives of, divas of, guys of, whatever. I don't have time for any of them.
In any reality TV show, they deliberately get people in there that they know are going to argue.
Well, yeah, that's what they want. They find ones that are whiny and needy. They have a profile set,
Yep.
and then they put those people on the show. And then it's going to be a bunch of drama, and all the women in the fucking world and 90% of the gay men are going to be watching that shit.
Yeah,
They know
well,
it.
that's why all those wives of shows are just a bunch of entitled bitches who have never had to do anything for themselves their whole life.
And there you have it, my friends.
Well, yeah, now we know how you feel about that. Holy cow.
So Catnip says her husband shaves his armpits, I'm assuming you mean. Although I think that people should really trim genitalia too. I think it's, in this day and age, it's just a bacteria holder. Just trim that shit back. You're more like, by the way, guys, if you don't have all that hair, you're probably more likely to get head too. Just letting you know. Nobody wants that shit up their nose. It's not cool. Trim that shit. Do some manscaping. Randy said, I hate those shows. That's one big reason I shut the boob tube off years ago. So my dad used to call it boob tube. We go, Dad, why do you call it boob tube? Because every time you turn it on, it gets another boob. And then we're sitting there watching it. I'm looking at him going, okay. And then I got older and thought about it and thought, God, wouldn't it have been fucked up if he was talking about tits?
Yeah, see, for me, a boob tube is anything that you can hold.
See boobs on?
Any bottle that you can hold between your breasts.
Any cylindrical object that you can hold between your breasts is a boob tube.
No,
He shaves everything.
I said-
Good for you, Catnip. I mean,
Bob,
good for him, but good for you. Good for you.
I actually like to be fully shaved, but it's a hell of a lot of work. That takes a long time in the shower to do your whole body.
Oh, fully shaved? Oh,
Yeah.
no, honey. It would be easier. I mean, if you have that kind of time, it's fine. But if you don't, I would suggest waxing. Just get it waxed off.
yeah, but that's expensive.
Yes, Tubi, and it was originally meant as a. Well, my dad didn't mean it as a silly person, more like a dumbass or an idiot.
Yep.
Who sucked right into that. And then he'd sit down with a beer and watch TV and make us change the channel to what he wanted to watch. It just dawned on me. That's what he used to do.
Yeah, my
is
dad-
plating okay instead of shaving? Spooky, or are you talking about like around your nuts or your ass hair? Because that matters.
Plated.
I need clarification.
I don't know what you mean by plating.
Plaiting is when they kind of braid it, weave it. It's more like woven,
Oh,
and they weave it into a flat, wide, like this wide swath of hair with it's
How
It's
can you-
kind of like a complicated flat French braiding.
it's
if you've got enough there to braid it, yeah, you should have shaved a long time ago.
That's my point. That's what I
Yeah.
asked him if it was his ass or his nuts. He was talking about plating.
Well, I
Okay.
once knew this guy who used to wear his armpit hair in braids. Never mind. I'm just kidding.
Psh, psh. Harmonica says, what about Nair? Do they still sell that shit? Not only do they sell that shit, Randy, they also sell it for different things like face, genitalia, legs. They have made some more sensitive than others. And they also cut back on how toxic it is for your legs so it doesn't burn like it used to.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've got pretty sensitive skin, so I can use that
You
on a
should-
few areas. I can't use it on anything sensitive.
Well, don't get Nair style, but go look, Purple. There is stuff for sensitive skin. Nair's just
Yeah.
a cheap version. There's
Well-
some it has like oil, like moisturizers and everything in it.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
Actually,
Why
the
don't you
Veet is the version that I usually use, but
Why don't you just take a big lighter and burn it off?
Ooh, what the fuck? You better have a damn fire extinguisher handy.
I've actually considered trying that because I have heard of that.
I'm
Oh,
trying to
I've
grow
never
hair.
heard of
Purple's
that.
trying to get
I
rid of
thought-
it.
I thought it was just making it up. Don't do that, people.
No.
I thought it was a joke.
That was a joke. Yes. Please don't anybody do that.
Well, actually, I don't think it would be significantly worse than using the Nair. See, one thing most people don't realize is hair doesn't actually burn. It melts. It's more like an organic plastic.
Yeah, yeah.
Spooky said, I wasn't talking about me. I was asking for a friend. Yeah, right. Sure you were,
It
Spooky.
smells really, really bad.
You know, anybody that says that, right? Okay. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Stuff.
So we were talking earlier, Perp, and now that you're here, I'll bring this back up again because Jenny had to hop off for a second and check totals. So I was saying that when I was talking to somebody, they were saying that there's this transgender doctor that sells minoxidil for hair growth and sells it in a very high percentage. It's really expensive, but it also has biotin in it, which will also help grow your hair. So it's a combination thing, and it's like a couple months worth, 3 months supply or something like that is like $100 and some odd bucks. But I think it would also depend on where you're using it, you know. But anyways, so the fun part of that is, oh, wait a minute, it's the sack lady. It's the scrotum lady with her chainmail scrotum. Hi, Catnip.
The
Oh,
bag,
that's a cool looking one.
the bag
Hey.
babe.
Hold on, let me blow that up so people that haven't seen it before can see it. Look how cool that is, guys.
It's dark blue and
Yep.
like a bright hot pink.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh, so you should.
How many have you made so far?
This one that I'm working on makes 7.
should
Wow.
Put silver ones in there too, and then you got a transgender bag.
You would.
You
Yeah, I
can,
was
See,
thinking that was more like the
but,
bi flag.
you can store your
Yeah.
transgender dice in there.
Hey, wait a minute. Are there transgender dice? Oh my god, I didn't even think about it. Is there
Yeah.
left-handed dice?
All dice are transgender. They never know which side to show.
That's my cat.
you know.
Do we have transgender
No.
dice though? That's what I need to know. Hey, don't hit my camera with your tail,
Did you
dude.
hear what I said? I said all dice are transgender. They don't know which side to show.
Yep.
They're not transgender, they're switch. Depends on how they land. Face down or face up.
Oh God!
Lord have mercy.
Oh, like I said, we used to tell the guys on the carny they got crabs to grab gas, ice pick and a lighter, go into the woods, soak the hair in gas, let it sit for 2 minutes, then light it and stab them as they run.
Oh God.
Oh my god. Well, you know that the gasoline would kill them. You don't have to light it on fire, right?
I know what gasoline on your skin for a couple minutes does, though.
Yeah, it's not cool.
No, it's not.
That sounds like a hashtag bad fucking idea.
Yes, it is. It is.
You
Hashtag
know? I
bad
wouldn't
fucking
recommend it.
Nope. I wouldn't do it.
Well, let's put it this way: there isn't a hell of a lot that gets roofing tar off.
It's fact.
Well,
Unless you try. You could try
you can-
brake cleaner.
You can burn that off too. That's.
Spray the
No,
brake cleaner.
you really can't, because if you try to light the tar, it keeps burning for hours.
Yeah, but it's
Well, then you've just made yourself into a human candle.
Ox, what's $10 on Etsy? Gasoline and a lighter? Yeah, you're right,
Probably
Theo. Ox,
transgender,
well,
though.
Ox spent most of his life in the carny, so yeah, he's got a lot of fun, like crazy, weird, what the fuck were you guys thinking carny stories?
Is that not all carny stories, though?
Maybe. Maybe
Yeah,
not.
Ox, have you ever gotten on Slim Stream just to talk carny stories?
Oh, Cyborg?
Yeah, Slim Living Cyborg.
Oh, is he ex-carny?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, that makes
Yeah,
more
he
sense,
talks
too.
about traveling with the carnival when he was a teenager.
Is that how he ended up with all the metal? Did he just like get into
That
it
was
and go
part
for
of
fun?
it. Was that? Well,
Oh, okay.
mostly it was the sword swallowing that he was a sideshow attraction.
Well, that makes more sense now. Okay. Yeah.
Well, and a split tongue.
Yeah, well, that's all the piercings and the alterations, came along the way.
Oh. He said there's transgender pride dazzle silver 7-die polyhedral layered dice set with silver ink.
Yes.
Let's
Boy,
see.
that was specific, buddy.
Let's see a picture.
Hold on, I'm gonna
Yeah,
look it up.
Etsy is quite the place for individually made dice.
I do have a polyhedron dice set in each of the colors for the pride flag.
That's awesome. I am a dice dragon. This is my sack. It's not as full as I want it to be, but
It gets a little too girly for me, but I like the idea, Ox.
That is cool.
Oh, yeah, those are nice.
There's a YouTube channel called Ribonator that most of what he does is making dice, and then sometimes he does terrain and painting miniatures.
B.
This username is Roll For It Dice with the number 4, but they have gay dice and everything. Well, I don't know if the dice themselves are gay, but they do have rainbow dice.
B, you need to understand that if you don't start wearing some of the trans colors, you could be excommunicated.
Oh, am I going to lose my trans card?
Yeah, it's possible.
You can't take away my needles and my testo, though. So
No, I mean, I won't report you, but somebody out there might.
somebody out there might. Oh, no doubt. Well, these are pretty cool. You got lots of cool dice in here.
yeah,
Huh.
dice are really cool, and lots of people make them.
I mean, I said to somebody the other day, speaking of transgender versus gay versus whatever, I was like, well, now that I've came out as trans, I'm glad I didn't go around buying a bunch of shit that has rainbows on it.
Well, but that's part of
And
the,
then I said,
that's
well,
the
wait a
umbrella.
minute. I might still be gay. I'm not sure yet.
We're all under the rainbow flag, honey.
It depends on how girly they are and what their ass looks like.
No,
A pair of tight
we're
jeans.
all under the rainbow flag. All of us, male,
Well, I
female.
know, but I'm saying I technically would just be under the transgender flag, which is under the rainbow flag, if I'm not gay and I only date women, because now I wouldn't be gay anymore. But I'm
Is there a
saying,
big-
who knows? I might fuck some dude. Could happen.
Is there a big ass flag?
What's that, Wild?
Is there a big ass flag?
A Half-Life?
A big ass flag.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
yeah. Yeah. Definitely big ass flag.
Somebody had a string going on Twitter about what made you trans. Wrong answers only.
Oh no.
Oh.
Well, it was COVID.
What made me trans? Wrong answers only.
I said sucking cock because I'm not gay, so I had to become a woman.
I mean, that's an answer.
Purple. The fuck? Dude. Yeah, I complicate shit. I got to think about it for a second. Hold on just a second.
For me, it was the Nixon administration.
Okay, how did Nixon do that?
Just his very presence. I was driven to it. I had to stay out of Vietnam somehow.
Wrong answers only. What made you trans?
That was actually a problem for the military during the draft. It was that they wouldn't take gay men. So then a lot of guys were claiming they were bi because then even if they were married to a woman, they couldn't disqualify it.
Unless, of course, Theo, I decide to go after men, then I'm just greedy. Oh. I shouldn't take the cute little twinks from the gay men. I don't want to steal anybody.
What was that person's name? What was that person's name? Theorectally? What?
Somebody had to do it. It was going to happen, Theo. Everybody's been quiet for a while. I just want you to know that. You got away with it for a while, buddy.
Ow, I pinched my finger.
I didn't even know that the O was missing.
I can spend $7.22 and get a mixed blind bag of dice, which means they have scraps left over they can't sell.
Mhm.
Why do I keep pinching myself? Fuck.
I'm
I've
trying
bought
to come up
things
with
like
the
that at
reason
times.
why I'm trans and not for the real reason. I don't know how to answer that wrong. It's hard.
Well, you see, that's the good thing about it being a wrong answer is you can pick anything, like cottage cheese, or garlic powder, or
There's this old lady that lived up the holler from me when I was little. That little old lady, she could bake her some pie. She had a big ass garden, had corn and taters and all kinds of stuff in there. She was a pretty good lady. And then one time I saw what she put on her taters. Been trans ever since.
Yeah,
there
see,
you go.
if you had done it years ago, you could have said because you're a truck driver and girls can't drive.
But I still have a CDL technically, so I can still say that. I didn't give up my CDL. That's backup, baby. You don't get rid of a $4,300 license. You keep that shit.
I didn't realize there were that much.
I'll be right
Yeah,
back.
to go. That's how much the company that I worked for paid for me to go to school. It was somewhere between 38 and 4,500, so I just said 43.
I'll be right back.
Okie dokie. We'll be right here. So for anybody that missed it earlier, that is in the chat now, if there is a donation link up top, that's towards Jenny's car because her motor blew up. She is currently, thankfully, getting a ride off of a friend for pharmacy visits and food and such. So now she has food, which is good. Everything is at least 30 miles away from her. So she cannot, there's no public transportation. She lives in the middle of nowhere in a fucking 800-person town. So thank you, Marie, for putting the link up there. Everybody go over there. If you have some, give some. If you don't, it's okay. Just share it out everywhere. Throw it on Twitter or Facebook or any social media you're in so that someone that has some money can help, because that's what I've been doing. And yeah, so I just want to keep reminding people about that. So, and anybody has donated or will, thank you. It is greatly appreciated. Caretaker, you need to know the correct answer to give a wrong one. That's correct. because otherwise you're just stabbing in the dark and you don't know whether it's true or not.
Okay, and there's,
Email only exists in theory? Fuck.
there's Jenny's
What?
PayPal link too.
I'm making friends with that guy. Fuck. Your custom pride, $20? Damn. Shit went up fast.
What do you want about?
Trans dice. What am I on about?
Yeah, what do you want about?
Yeah, unfortunately, I haven't had anything to use my dice for in a long time now.
Okay, you do realize that that usually old people say that to younger kids, right? Not younger
Yes.
people say that to old folks, right?
Listen, I'm secretly a crotchety old lady. It's just not so secret anymore. My bones fucking hurt, dude.
Oh,
I am too physically young for this.
not cool, man. Not
And my
cool.
doctors
Ooh,
won't figure out why my bones hurt. They're just like, yeah, you'll be all right.
this is more my style right here. Look at this shit.
What, Ellie butt? Yeah,
They're
If
called
you're gonna-
silver dragons.
yeah. Disclaimer about metal dice. If you are going to get metal dice, make
Uh-huh.
sure they are hollow metal dice. Because
Oh,
fully
these are
metal
hollow.
dice roll like absolute trash.
Oh,
I know because I
Yeah,
have them.
yeah. No,
They
these are
roll
hollow.
like absolute shit.
But the hollow ones are okay.
The hollow ones, they'll probably still roll kind of bad, but they'll roll less bad.
Oh, well, never mind.
They
I've
will be
never
more
had
manageable
medical.
that way.
You've never had metal dice?
No.
Honey dice? What the fuck?
I have
You know-
exactly one set of metal dice that are mine, and then my husband has a set of metal dice. No, kiddo, we're not going in the kitchen. Don't be doing it.
One of the things that has bummed me out about COVID dragging on is I keep missing my gaming conventions.
Yeah.
A year and a half ago, I bought the game Pandemic, and because of there being an actual pandemic, I haven't been able to get 6 people together in a room to play it.
Yeah, that's always a problem, isn't it? This one says, instead of the critical, it says fuck.
Yeah, so then that one is a fuck.
It just says fuck. One says yeet, one says fuck. This is the best, this is the worst.
So
That's
I
pretty
was
funny.
wondering, we were talking about dice before. If you had some dice, that were camouflage, like the pattern that people like nowadays call camo.
Yep.
Yeah,
Could you not see the numbers?
those are cool.
Depends on what they're painted with.
No, Ollie, I'm not bringing you on with your 10 dice sets and 15 pounds of marijuana in your fucking closet.
Hold on,
Look.
that sounds like a party I want to be invited to.
Oh, he's sitting
Hold
down
on.
there grinning because he can hear me giving him shit.
What's going on, guys?
How you
Okay,
doing,
hold on,
buddy?
That is a party
Oh,
I
I'm
want
surviving the day.
all the way around in.
My camera, I have it temporarily propped up because I've been trying to figure out how to get it to sit so it keeps moving.
I do have
So-
one of the very limited edition Con of the North volunteer dice. It's just got a 20 on every side.
That's awesome.
Oh,
really?
yeah. Where do you buy those? I'll get one of those.
You can't buy them. You can only get them for volunteering and running the convention.
Weird dice. I'll be with that.
Oh.
So
But these are
yep,
only
I got it
$16.
for running the registration table one day.
What do you think of these, Ollie? Oh, where'd he go?
Away. And
I like
away
those.
we go.
I think those are pretty cool.
10
Okay.
imaginary catnip points to know where I got that from. It's a video game. And away
I mean, if you're
we
going to get
go.
wizardly, you might as well have moons and stuff on them, right?
Yes, baby.
So what about stuff that are like minerals and stuff, like labradorite? I can't say that.
Labradorite.
Sure. Sounds too much like a dog. I was trying to change it. Didn't sound right. Hey,
Do you see
Damn
what
it,
this
catnip.
is?
Oh, I've
Oh,
seen
you
your
mold your
giant
own.
die.
It's for ice. You fill it full of ice, and it
Yeah.
makes a 20-sided dice inside of it.
Yeah.
Oh.
For your
Yeah.
drinks. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Yep. You were trying to
Ooh,
show me
blue
something there. I was in
lightning.
the kitchen. I could hear you, but I couldn't see. What were you
Oh,
trying to
I
show
was
me?
showing you these. Hold on. These are pretty cool. Where'd that picture go with them stacked up?
Oh yeah. Okay.
There, yeah.
I actually have a set like that.
Really, with the
Although
moons
that-
on it, and they're like
I was just
they're
going
like
to say that looks like it
black,
has moons.
purple. Yeah, it's got crescent
I-
moons on it. Oh, there she is.
I have a set with the colors. It doesn't have the moons though.
I broke it. It's fine.
It's fine. You only partially broke it. You didn't really break it.
And I haven't
All
been
is
able to
forgiven.
find my good dice for about 3 years. They're in a dice bag someplace here in the house. I have
See,
not
if you
been
would have
able to
had
find
one
it.
of Cat's dice bags, you could have left it out where it could have been visible because it looks so cool, and then you wouldn't have lost it.
Maybe
It's not just a
maybe.
dice bag; it's a decoration as well.
Yeah, it's actually disappointing. This is the only good 20-sided I have left, and it's just pastel white.
It's a
So-
dice bag. It's a art piece. It's a jock strap. It's all.
But wait, there's more.
It's a banana hammock.
I mean, arguably
Today,
it
for
could
the
be.
low price of $19.99 plus shipping and handling, you can get your second set at half off. That's right, folks. Not one, not two, but 50% off.
Just pay a separate fee.
Just pay a separate fee for shipping and handling.
Have you ever noticed they never tell you what the separate fee is?
They do at the end when you go to buy it. And then it's like,
Yeah.
you're buying a $20 item and they're like, oh, shipping and handling is $50.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's
That's one of
typically
the things-
somewhere between 15 and 20, honestly, but still way too expensive to ship something these days.
whenever I order pot from BC, if I order less than $200 worth, they charge me $34 for delivery. But as soon as I order $200 worth, free delivery. Doesn't make any sense to me, but it just makes
Hey,
sure I always
just
make
buy
a large
more
order.
weed. It's fine.
That's right.
Yeah, if you're paying the same price, just buy more weed. Yeah.
That's what I do.
Shit.
I have since I found
doesn't
that
even
out. I
make
haven't
sense.
placed an
Who
order
the
below
fuck
400
pays for
bucks yet.
shipping?
Yeah.
Who would do that?
There's all kinds of
Just-
people out there that don't know about the discount because they don't advertise it. Right?
Well, of
you don't,
course they
if
don't.
you've
Why
never
would you?
ordered $200, then you don't know about it. So
Well, I mean, why would you advertise it? Fuck that.
yeah.
You're never going to make any money off them. Oh, good shit. So what you been up to, Ollie? Fill us in, buddy.
Geez, what did I do? The guys were here today and put the gutters on the house, so almost got the majority of the work done to the house. Now all I got left to do is the deck and the skirting around the house.
He says house like he's Canadian. House.
Yeah,
House.
that's true. I don't say a boot.
I'm just
though.
kidding. He's Canadian. That's why he does that. Anyway,
But-
No, I couldn't have guessed.
Yeah, well, it's almost right in my name. So that got done. My mother was volunteering at the polls. We have an election going on here next week, right? So the early polling was going on this weekend. My mother was volunteering there.
right.
So my dad was bored and looking for something to do and came and visited me 3 days out of the last 4. He only didn't come over today because I was working. That was.
Ah,
I
there
don't
you go.
mind you coming over to visit, but it's like, all right, that's 3 days, Dad. Go home. So
that's enough. Look at
Yeah.
the time. You
yeah,
gotta
look
go.
at the time. I will smoke pot right in front of you, but please don't make me smoke pot for hours in front of you.
Right, no
It's one of
doubt.
those things,
You're
right?
killing me, dude. I'm gonna
Although-
start getting really
although
high.
In the last year and a half since it's become legal, I've actually convinced him to get stoned with me a couple of times. So it's
Oh,
not that
good.
bad, I guess. So
Good, that's fun. Is he hilarious when he's stoned?
oh yeah.
Yeah,
Good
because
guy,
some people,
so.
you get two kinds of new stoners. They're the ones who just sit there like, dude, I'm so high I can't do anything. Or you get the ones that just laugh their asses off constantly.
Yeah. That's what he was doing, was laughing and giggling the whole time. We were
And
playing
then you
darts.
have me. I'm both.
You can be both. It really, that's
No,
for
I
me.
mean I know that I'm both.
Yeah, no,
Well,
she's
for
both.
me-
She'll sit there totally quiet and then she'll pop off with something funny. It's like Purple. Purple does that.
Yeah.
Purple won't say shit for like 30 minutes. And then just out of nowhere, she'll open her mouth and all of a sudden something hilarious comes out. And you never know what it's going to be. It's just, it's a roll of the dice is what it is.
There you go.
I've
Julia
really
just
only
lived
gotten
right around there.
stoned twice in my life, but apparently I get very philosophical.
Yeah, people do that too. Yeah.
Oh, Purple, I'm going
thought.
to tell you, me and my nephew used to do that. We'd get in like some deep, like, so he'd always play video games and he loved sitting in his room. He had a big screen TV. He had a nice, like, PlayStation, blah, 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 computer, blah, blah, blah. So he played games all the time. Xbox. So he played games all the time. So I'd hang out with him in his room and I'd bring a lawn chair up from the garage where we smoke in the wintertime. And I'd go up there and take a lawn chair up and hang out with him. So we were smoking one night and he had some dabs and we got really ripped. And he was like, dude, let's go smoke a cigarette. So he went downstairs, went out on the deck of our townhouse because there was a deck on the second level. And we stood there. And it was just the first time. It happened over and over again. But we stood there for like 2 hours just talking about bizarre shit that people never talk about or things that you think of. He'd say, hey man, you ever think of blah, blah, blah? And I'd go, oh, it's like blah, blah, blah. And he'd go, yeah. And we get in this 2 hour long philosophical discussion about it. Or it was just crazy. But I love those discussions. They're great.
Well, when I got stoned with my ex, she just said that next time we were going to have a tape recorder going. Because we woke up to find a half dozen paper models of geodesic domes, and the only thing she could remember was that I was trying to explain why the shape of the universe was actually a rhombus strip.
No, that's not high purple. That's tripping. It's different.
You mean a Mobius strip?
Or Mobius strip, yeah, sorry.
Mobius.
I don't know.
Yep.
I have no idea. So yeah, that one. Okay.
Nobody
Yeah,
pronounces
they're all
it
talking
correctly.
smart.
It's Mobius.
Ox, I am not wearing shorts, just so you know. I'm in a pair of boxer briefs.
Prove it.
Why wear pants when you can be naked instead?
I don't have any pants on. Look,
Pixar. It's not real.
Pixar, it's not real. Jesus, you're just trying to see me in my underwear, Jenny.
Yeah.
So, and that's why I like Jenny. She's a pervert, but she's an honest pervert.
I mean, why lie about it? I think we all want
Yeah,
to see
I
you
don't
with
see
no
any
pants
reason.
on.
Yeah, there's no reason I'm lying about it.
Well, there's also no reason to hide your underwear. Come on.
I was gonna say you get me demonetized, but I wasn't gonna be able to keep a straight face while I lied like I am.
See, now why should somebody wearing boxers get you demonetized when women walk around on the beach in a bikini? You know, what's the difference?
I don't know, because I have bad luck.
It's just
So,
because
uh,
YouTube is stupid.
Besides, Jenny, it's all about timing. You need to wait till I'm actually packing when you ask for that picture.
You going somewhere?
You shut the fuck up. You know exactly what I mean. Don't you start that shit. No, I do not wear tidy whities. Damn it, Marie. Don't start that fucking rumor. No, during the week I wear boxer briefs, and on the weekends I wear boxers.
I don't
I
wear
have not
underwear
worn
underneath my
tidy
pajamas,
whities
and my
since-
pajamas are all I wear.
No, Marie. No. We're not going there.
Where are we not going?
She
Is
said,
it space?
B wears tidy whities. I said, I don't. And she said, oh, yeah, prove it. I'm like, see, right back to Jenny again.
Yeah.
I think Jenny has found a kindred spirit.
I am not.
Well, because I know Jenny runs a high-class show, I'm wearing my formal jammies tonight.
Aw, how nice.
Oh, that's an idea. I could get in my nightie.
Nobody saw that, huh?
What's
Well,
I
that?
tipped the bottle back and it just splashed right up in the air.
Then
No.
I could not be wearing underwear, and it's okay. Nightie.
We can't see you anyways. You don't have to wear underwear if you don't want to.
I don't wear undergarments beneath my pajamas. That
I don't
sounds
wear
like
pajamas. I sleep
torture. If
naked.
I weren't on stream, I probably wouldn't be wearing pajamas either.
Touche.
Yeah, that's one of my adjustments, and I didn't wear underwear at all before, but now I've got to have something to keep it contained.
Keep it caged up, eh? Contained. That's just a
Well,
new
just
place
keep
to
it
do.
flat
Fucking
against my
covered.
leg so it's not coming up under the shirt.
Oh.
Aww. My friend was like, I stopped on the way home. So, okay, here's the original picture. She said, I stopped on the way home and got some wine, right? Okay, bottle of wine, glass of wine.
Yeah.
And then she goes, I just realized my kitty photobombed it. So if you zoom it in the background, look at that little cat. Isn't it cute?
Right. Wow, that's Pikachu. Kirby.
Yeah, totally photobombed.
Mario. It's the Switch symbol.
So I got to admit,
Oh.
lately I've been getting kind of worried about my dog.
Wait,
Why,
Mario's
what's
the
going on with
Switch?
your dog?
Well, she's getting old, but she's going to be 12 here in about another 3 or 4 weeks.
No, my
Um,
child was pointing at this.
Ah.
So for the last year and a half, she's been deaf as a post. She can't hear nothing. But now
Oh.
she's not able to make it through the night and hold it in. So she's been leaking through the night.
Oh.
So it's starting to get be the signs of the beginning of the end type of thing. German Shepherd, 12 years old.
Yeah.
That's getting kind of old for a bigger dog.
Female? What is that? A female?
Yes.
Yeah. When they and she's spayed, right? Or yeah.
She was spayed when she was about a year old.
When they
Yeah.
when they go in and they do a spay on German Shepherds, it's not uncommon for the vet to cut something inside that they really shouldn't, and that's what causes them at old age to pee all over. I've had German Shepherds before, and that's.
I grew up with German Shepherds.
She knows what I'm talking about her. She just sat up. Look at that. I don't know if you guys can see her there.
We'll find a way to make it stay.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's just through the night I got to worry about her, though. It's like she's still fine during the day and whatnot.
It's
What
my
kind of
happy
stuffed
octopus.
animal is that? Happy octopus.
Yeah,
it does
and
have
then
a
when
smile.
he's mad, you just flip him inside out, and then he's a grumpy octopus.
Well, if I had 8 tentacles, I'd be happy too.
But see now he's grumpy,
Oh, now he's a grumpy octopus.
and you invert him again, and he's happy again. It's my octopus. Yes, Ladybug.
Yeah, see, I thought you were designing hats for my church.
I'm going to show you my happy octopus. All right.
Oh my God, I don't want to see
my
your
happy
fucking-
octopus.
Oh, shut up.
That's my happy octopus.
Shut up. We don't want to hear it.
And that's my sad octopus or my unhappy
I
octopus.
see.
We don't want to hear it, man.
Why is your grumpy octopus partially empty?
Well, it's more empty than the happy one. That's all.
Oh my God! There's
But no.
a football player whose name on the back of his jersey is Leatherwood.
Oh no!
Leather, wood.
Leatherwood.
So out too much in the sun and always horny.
Oh boy!
Well, my most recent religion was I have founded the Church of the Cephalopod. It's
Fantastic.
basically what you would get if Cthulhu was a pacifist.
Cthulhu isn't a pacifist. Here's what I know about Cthulhu. Nothing.
Nothing here either. Yeah, I don't know Cthulhu.
Not a damn thing.
In my defense,
Cthulhu's a destroyer god.
I see.
Well, I've heard the name and know roughly that much about it, but yeah, not the details.
I only know about the pop culture versions of Cthulhu.
Yeah.
So an
I could
actual
tell you about the
religion with
Tarrasque if you
actual
want.
Cthulhu.
To be honest, I never read the original novel, so
Now you have Squirtle.
Yes, I heard that. Grunting and groaning whenever you're lying down.
and I have Squirrely Kitty.
I also grumpily groan when I lay down. But that's just because I'm getting old.
I'm okay with laying down. It's getting up again that gets a lot of the groans.
Yeah.
That sounds about right. They're both
Getting
not
out of bed, I
comfortable.
sound like a bowl of Rice Krispies.
Oh. I'm so sorry that's happening to you.
Snap, crackle.
Oh,
pop.
I'm used to it. It's been happening most of my life.
Somebody call Ronald
Well, yeah,
Reagan.
still.
What?
Okay, fine. I got the next best thing. Here's Randolph Richardson instead.
It's
Hello.
a double R. It works.
Hello.
Randolph!
How's it going, everyone?
I can't
Hi,
bring Ronald
Randy.
Reagan in here. He might stink a little bit now. He died, didn't he?
Reagan?
Randolph? No, he's still here.
I'm still here.
No, Reagan.
Oh, yeah.
I think he did.
Yeah, he died like a year after he was elected.
No, not that long.
I was about to make that joke, yes.
And there you go. There you have it, folks.
Ronald Reagan's.
Ronald Reagan died in 2004. So what? 20 years after he's out of office. Was he 84 or 88?
There was at least
Is he
one
the-
assassination attempt on him.
Okay, okay. Well,
Yeah, during his
Yeah, there are
presidency, he had
pointy
one
bits.
assassination attempt.
Just one, yeah.
can't go jumping on the pointy bits.
Yeah, so
I'm actually
he-
surprised that it didn't happen. I'm surprised that nobody attempted it on Trump, actually.
His
Oh,
I
security
think, I
had to
think
be-
people were well aware that if we killed Trump, we got Pence.
Oh, who's got an
We
echo?
already had Pence.
big echo.
Who's got
Donald
the
Trump was
echo?
just taking the spotlight up so that way, hogging the spotlight so Pence could work in the dark.
But the other thing too is, and I could be completely wrong about this, but I think most of the people that would be inclined to assassinate a president probably supported Trump.
Yeah,
That's fair.
That's kind of what I was wondering too.
Yeah, you don't have as many violent
Hey.
people on the left.
Calm down.
That's why I
You
always-
still have
Yes,
some,
bud.
but not as many.
Yeah,
That's why I always say that Republicans and 5 of the Supreme Court members should be glad that Democrats don't believe in guns.
So I heard something the other day, and I'm wondering if it's true.
What?
No, I
Who is it?
deny it.
Well, how are you supposed to tell me if you're going to kick yourself out?
Yeah, Ollie.
Something I heard the other day.
that
Well-
wasn't you. Yeah, that was funny,
Hi.
actually.
No,
Hey,
that wasn't me. My hands are up here.
That was the deep state censoring him because they knew what I was going to say.
What a great kid.
Are you a happy bug, Ellie?
What did Marie say here?
She is waving so hard.
How old is Catnip? Catnip's like 27 or something. How old are you?
Me?
No, you're like,
No, you're off by about 5 years.
go
I'm
ahead.
23. I'll be 24.
I
in
was
February.
going to change it to 22, 23.
You're 20. Oh my God.
I'll be 24.
You can
in
message
February.
me in the side chat all you want, buddy. You know, you're starting with your crap. No, I'm kidding. So you
What?
started saying something and then you disappeared. What were you saying?
Yeah, it's because I was opening up the link to the web page where I read it, and
And
accidentally
you didn't
opened it
click
up in
new
this window.
tab. Right. Yeah.
So, but anyway, is it true what I was hearing that the Justice Department is suing Texas concerning those new abortion laws?
Yes.
I heard the same. Yep.
Well, all I can say is good luck, Justice Department.
Yeah.
That's
That law will not stand in the courts when it comes down to it. It's 180 degrees from Roe v. Wade in terms of privacy. Just the fact that they have unleashed the public as the posse comitatus with it.
they basically deputized everybody to
Yeah.
try and
It's
enforce.
pretty much a statement of
Yeah.
distrust. Everybody's
You know-
involved. You know, if you,
You
how
know
do you
who
know
does?
what this person had done? They walked into a building. Oh, that's all you know.
I get that foot.
You know who does that? Encouraging people to tell on each other when there's something illegal being committed. It happens under a lot of Islamic regimes. They're supposed to report each other for homosexuality, report each other for not following Islam properly, and all kinds of other things. this whole situation with Texas is atrocious. It's a complete
Agreed.
affront to human rights.
Agreed.
It totally disrespects the bodily autonomy of pregnant people. It is bringing back slavery, is what it's doing. Human slavery.
Yep. Yep.
Agreed.
Forcing people to take their pregnancy to term against their will is a form of slavery, in my view.
Agreed.
And
It
it's
also
unethical.
goes against the hi baby. What is it?
Yeah,
It's a-
but they
it's-
were getting
it's-
people to stop talking about COVID in Texas.
Yeah.
Oh, people there are still
That's
talking
a
about
whole
that
nother
too.
can of worms.
Yeah, no, but I think that's really what it was all about. It was a distraction.
But
You think so? I think they really meant it. I think they really meant it.
Well, yeah, they definitely want to overturn Roe versus Wade, but I mean, they just took that one to such a ridiculous extreme because they wanted to make sure it was getting all the attention.
think about it though. If many, if not most women do not even realize that they're pregnant at 6 weeks,
Mm.
let's say at 8
yeah.
weeks they know that they're
Yep.
pregnant and decide to have
Okay.
a procedure, and they go into wherever they're going into.
Hi.
How does anybody on the outside of that office building, of that treatment room, know what has gone on?
Okay.
How can they possibly sue somebody for that?
Hi, guys.
Oh, thank you.
Good question.
Well,
Yeah, well-
the problem is stemming
Our
from the
laws
fact
of
that all these
option of
abortion
discovery
clinics
so
are
powerful
closing
that they can take
because they don't even want to risk it.
Wait. Hold on. Jenny, finish that?
Are the legal powers of discovery in a lawsuit more powerful than the law of HIPAA? I suspect not.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead, Ollie.
Well, I thought the biggest problem coming from it is the fact that there was very few abortion clinics in Texas to begin with, and now 90% of those have closed as a result because they don't even want to take a chance on somebody
Yeah.
bringing them up on charges and getting tied up in lawsuits for years and years and years, whether or not they can prove it or not.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, that these clinics that were run by charities, can't afford to go through a lawsuit.
Exactly. Whether it was 6 weeks or not, doesn't matter. If somebody just accuses them, they're going to be tied up in the courts.
It's true.
And can you imagine? I saw 17 people walk into there. I'm suing them 17 times for my $10,000 each. And look, I talked to my buddy that's sitting here right next to me. He saw the same 17 people. He's going to sue them 17 times, and etc. It's like the way they set that up is just so wrong. In all regards. You know what I'm saying?
Well, but
Yeah.
see, that's the essence of the law, and why that it can't be touched automatically by the courts. The Supreme Court didn't decide if in their little telephone tete-a-tete if it was a valid law. All they did was determine that yes, they were technically able to get around our adjudicating this because they haven't turned the state into the enforcing agency, but the people.
Yeah.
That basically the people are now a posse.
Yeah.
And since they're not the actual government, it's a different structure for laws and deciding constitutionality and things. So it's going to have to go all the way in a formal process.
Yeah, but even one of the Texas legislatures, when they were writing this up, was telling them not to do this
Yeah.
because the lawyers didn't want to deal with the legal precedent this was going to set, that it allowed people who had no vested interest in a case to bring a case to court.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Texas only did it to get their name in the news. Texas is nothing but a bunch of overrated egomaniacs. Well, I can agree with that, Ox. I can absolutely agree with that.
Yeah, and Texas has been that way for a long, long time.
Yeah. Well, and mostly it was the Republicans sucking up to their base because, they basically know the only ones supporting them at this point are the unhinged right wing.
Everything's bigger in Texas, especially the egos.
Right.
Texas is one of those states where people are from when they go visiting other countries. Like
Uh-huh.
if you talk to somebody, you say, "Where are you from?" They say the United States. Texans say, "I'm from Texas." Right? So
Nah.
it's they
Right.
try and separate themselves as it is, it seems.
Yeah. Yeah, because most people just say I'm American or I'm an American
Yeah.
or I'm from the U.S. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
Texans. I'm from Texas.
I'm
Like
from-
it's its
from
own
Texas,
country,
exactly.
right?
The most
true.
thing that pisses me off most is here every couple of years all these citizens of Texas stand up and say, "Oh, we got to secede, we got to secede." They start passing petitions around and having elections, to decide this. But then as soon as a hurricane or losing power in the winter happens, they come running to the federal government and save us, save us, save us.
Of
As soon as
course,
they half an inch of snow.
Both ways, you fucks.
right?
Well, in the most
Kevin.
recent round of Texas
Hello,
talking
hello.
about them seceding, really got shot down by the RNC because the Republicans immediately recognized that if they lost the electoral votes for Texas, they'd never win another federal election.
Well,
Yep.
I'm all for Texas seceding.
Let me just make a disclaimer really quick. When we talk about like places like Texas or people that are assholes or something, we're not talking about everybody in that classification. We're talking about the stereotypical assholes that nobody likes. Just to be clear about it. So if you're not a stereotypical asshole,
There just happen to be a
it's
lot of
definitely
them
not
in
aimed at
Texas.
you.
I have
Yes, there
personal
just
friends
happens to be
in
a lot.
Texas. I have personal friends in Texas who are as blue as the sky, and
Right.
and know damn well they're not supporting any of this.
Yeah, well, there's a bunch of
Yeah.
people
We're
in our community who are in
We're
Texas.
talking about the people who are in political control of the state and the influence they're having on the rest of the planet. And it's
Yeah,
nothing but negative, and they're nothing but assholes. And the rest of the people in Texas who don't agree with it are victims and prisoners of these bastards.
Well, and the way things have been going, Texas is actually getting close enough to have a chance of flipping. That they're
Yeah,
on the borderline of having a chance of electing a Democratic governor next time around.
Texas
It
was
does seem like
a long, long time.
that thing that they accuse the left of, but on the right, it's just the loudest, most violent people who kind of win out the argument. Like,
Yeah, most of the
Yeah.
arguments from the right, most of what they say about the left are projections. If the
You guys-
people on the left were anything like what the people on the right say they were, there wouldn't be many Republicans left.
right?
Yeah.
That is
I
true.
cannot wait for the midterms so that I can try my damnedest with my one vote to get my fucking senator out. I hate him.
Who's your senator?
Or no government. Well, I hate them. I hate them both. All three of them actually. I'm in South Carolina, so I have Lindsey Graham
yeah.
and fucking Henry McMaster, their governor. And
Lindsey Graham has got to go so bad.
chill out.
Gigantic, one of the biggest hypocrites on the planet.
So here in California, we're having our gubernatorial recall election tomorrow, and so they're trying to vote out Gavin Newsom. I don't know if any of you know about all this, but the who's been considered the viable alternative.
Hold on. Somebody's got a crunchy sound going on.
I do
I don't
hear
know if it's-
crunchy.
Yeah, I think
it
it's
might
Jenny.
be. It's either Jenny or Purple, I think.
Yeah, I've
Thank you
been
guys.
doing that full time even
Okay.
before I-
Carry on, Kevin.
So the guy who's considered our viable alternative is a person of color, a black man who has been quoted as saying that the people who should receive reparations were the slave owners because technically they lost property. That he's
Oh my
quoted as
God.
saying that. And this is the guy that
Yeah.
people are trying to vote in as our governor right now. It's really
Fucking
bizarre.
kidding
That
me?
would be Larry Elder.
Yeah.
Yep, and he is as red gets. So they're trying to flip California. Which is the last thing we need, even if we manage to flip Texas.
Yeah.
Losing California would be detrimental.
Yeah,
Oh,
see, the
absolutely.
RNC really likes RNC really likes Larry Elder because he's Trump's black friend.
Hey, you gotta have that one token black guy in your friend group.
Because I mean, don't
For
get me
sure.
wrong, Gavin Newsom is also not great, but we really need to keep that state blue if we can.
Yeah, heard.
There's a huge difference between not great, and this is not just California. This is the entire country and every blue politician out there. There's a big difference between not great and Nazi. Okay,
That's fair.
we're not dealing with a legitimate argument of the better of two bad choices. We're talking about the difference between freedom and authoritarian Nazi fascist regime. Okay, a theocracy. This is no longer a fight of just guys on different sides of the street in suburbia. This is a question of totalitarianism.
Heard.
I'll be quiet now.
No, Jenny, I need you to educate me more.
Yeah,
Because
really.
only this past election is one that I was old enough to vote in. So this is all new to me, and it's all trash. And I
Well,
hate
how
it.
about the fact that I've been voting for years and I still don't know a lot of shit about it?
What, baby?
I think we should be extremely suspicious of anything that's nationalistic at this point, because that's where people get like just this whole tribal unity thing going on, and it becomes a shit show. Like anytime you got like this America First from Trump, and anytime that's the idea, it seems like it should be unifying, but it's really not. It's a ploy, like, and
Yeah.
the
One
masses
question.
like so easily will buy into that.
One question about that statement: did Trump ever put America first?
Not in my mind. I don't.
I would
It was-
say no, but that was his campaign slogan. And
My
that's
God,
all-
if he did, I missed it. No, he
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
No, he meant it. He said, "I'm going to put American rich ass white people first," and he did that. So there you go.
Yeah, he should have said capitalism first. That was
Yeah, right.
the real
See-
agenda.
See this guy next to me with his hand in my pocket, jerking me? Yeah, I'm going to give him what he wants. Yep.
Or,
No,
my
that's
rich buddy that
politics for
owns
you.
a pedophile island. So,
Huh?
Huh?
What'd you
My
say?
rich buddy that owns
Don't
a
mind me.
pedophile island.
I was talking about his connection with Epstein and
Oh, yeah, right. I
That's
thought
where
you
I
meant
went.
you literally
I
knew
know.
someone. And I was like, well,
No.
that's fucked up.
I don't. For one, I don't have that kind of money. For two, I wouldn't be friends with that kind of person. And for three, I wouldn't let that slide if I did.
That's why I was wondering why you
That
were
was
still
such a-
friends with them. That's why I was confused.
It was such a convoluted situation. I mean, I don't think we and the public can fully understand what happened with Epstein. I mean, there were so many people around that circle, and clearly he wasn't blatantly out in the open about his business, whatever he was doing, but certain people obviously knew. But how can you tell? Like, we don't have all the facts. And so that's why
Right.
you've got this kind of what if scenario going on where we're like, well, who knew him? What did they know? But we'll never
Yeah.
really know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fair enough. How would we, right? Well, that's the problem with, I think, everything that's going on in the world is that there is so much misinformation that people make look like legitimate information, that people that aren't educated at all about the subjects instantly fall for what they think is the truth because it looks like a legitimate source. So what they really need to do, fuck you, Ollie. What they really need to do,
What?
by the way, I have a bunch right now too. So
I'm
So
just
what
showing
they really
you what
need
I'm
to-
busting up.
they really need to do is educate kids, not just in critical thinking, but they need to educate them about what to look for, how to cite sources properly and all that. Like before college, these kids are reading this shit and they're like 12 and 14 years old. We need to teach them at that age about all that stuff. They're way, way farther. Like we were
Yeah.
20 and going, oh, or no, well, that's not realistic. We were 16, 17 years old and saying, oh, there's this world around us. They're learning at 12. So we need to teach that stuff sooner. I'm done.
Well, we need to teach it at all is really the problem. The
Well,
state
yeah.
of Illinois has
I-
made a step in the right direction that they are going to include a class in identifying fake news in the curriculum now.
Oh, wow.
That's going to
okay.
be standard for all high school students in Illinois.
When
Good.
I worked
That's a great idea.
in high school, when I became a senior in high school, there was this class that was offered to seniors only, and only of a certain grade grade point average and stuff. And it was called Contemporary World Affairs, and there was 30 of us in the class.
Huh.
And what it turned out to be was not contemporary world affairs as much as it was critical thinking 101. And they did that primarily through taking newspapers. We got newspapers from 12 different cities in the United States and Canada and Europe. And we would compare story to story from this paper to that paper and to look and learn what bias was and all these different things. And it was very, very beneficial because I mean I learned a lot as a high schooler that I didn't know. But
Right.
30 people out of 1,000 people in the class got to take it. Okay, and it was absolutely essential information for anybody who votes to know how to look at this stuff and realize how vastly divergent stories and reporting can be. So I agree that if they're teaching critical thinking in high school, great. Okay, now start teaching it in junior high school too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
That's the thing is it's just like, you know, all these curriculums they have for kids and all this preset stuff, they're not adapting it to modern times as much as they're not keeping up with how fast the information flow is changing.
so, encourage your governments to look at the model here in British Columbia, Canada, because about a decade and a half ago, there was a push to start bringing critical thinking into the education curriculum for elementary and high school. So right from kindergarten to grade 12. So it's working. My kids have encountered it, and from what I can see, it actually looks pretty good.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, well, with the internet, anybody with a computer has access to just a virtually infinite amount of worldwide information. So they need to learn, how do you analyze this information? How do you determine, what's good information and what somebody's just pulling out of their ass?
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Touche.
I've been having this ongoing conversation with my mom because she's now homeschooling my younger brother and kind of advocating for that. And I'm saying, okay, but what is the curriculum you're teaching him? Because she's, had difficulties with the school district. So I say, well, okay, well, obviously they have some issue with the curriculum you're using. So what's going on here? But it's really hard to get past that whole she'll she wants to say, well, I'm not stupid, okay, I get that, you're not stupid, you've made it this far, you got 2 children and whatnot, but at the same time, do you understand what you're teaching your child?
Yeah.
Right.
And unfortunately, most of the material that's generally available to people homeschooling their own kids is by publishers that have a heavily Christian bias.
Mm-hmm.
And there you have it, folks.
Yeah.
I was
Did we just go full circle?
homeschooled.
Did we just go full circle? Talking
Yeah.
about this, talking about that, talking about politics. Now we've all gotten all the way back to religion, right?
Sounds like it.
We haven't talked about religion yet.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Well, you really can't separate religion and politics in the U.S. anymore.
if you'd have to
Yeah.
go through religion and get back to trans stuff to go back to where we started.
That's fair.
which I'm okay with.
Which is a pretty small step once you're into religion anyway.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, and
It
that's
appears so. Sorry, go ahead.
oh well, just people talk about negotiating and compromising on things. And it's like, how do you compromise with someone whose position is that I shouldn't exist?
Yeah. It's kind of hard to
Yeah,
even get near that.
agreed.
Well, what I'm hearing now constantly, which I don't know, really baffles me, is that even though I don't believe, I have a purpose that I'm unaware of, but it's for, whatever the benefit of, the plan, the ultimate, whatever that is, that type of thing. So now I'm just unwittingly doing God's work as an atheist, even though I don't know it, I guess. So that's their way of justifying that, I suppose.
Ellie Bug, you cannot be running around with a butter knife. Give that to me. Stop.
Do you know anything about that?
What's wrong with running around with sharp knives or even dull ones? No, I'm kidding.
I was gonna say, you said you can't run around with the butter knife. She's gonna come back with a steak knife next.
You're like, this is okay.
They're
This
not
one isn't
scissors.
for. This is for meat. This will go through even better, Mom.
Or one of these.
Yeah, no, she definitely can't have one of those, Randolph. Damn. Okay, you can play with a
Jeez,
spoon. Worst thing you're
Randolph.
gonna do is scoop your eye out.
Human
Hey,
rights.
that can happen.
Okay, at
Right.
least
I
give
know
her a
it.
grapefruit
Fine.
spoon that's got the serrated tip.
No, thank you.
Anyway,
Are we done talking
enough of
about
that.
human rights?
Okay, spin the wheel, new topic.
Human rights
Human
should
rights.
never ever have to be legislated. Human rights are a given.
They should be. I wish everywhere thought that way.
Agreed.
I'm still working on my sack.
What do you guys
Tell
think
that
about
to
the
you
UN?
Belarus or
There
North
should be
Korea.
like a
It's killing my ears. About the what? Somebody said
the
something. about-
United Nations, like the
Oh,
Bill
what
of
about
Human Rights, like whether we should actually be implementing, like, because obviously they don't. No, everybody doesn't adhere to that. Like, should it be
Mm-mm.
something that we're enforcing? Like, there are basic human rights globally. Like, we talk about it a lot, but I don't know. Is there some way of actually implementing that?
Well, one of the disappointing things is that the UN will make a stink about some countries violating human rights, but nothing's said when one of the US states does it.
Or one of the bigger, more dangerous countries like Russia.
Yeah, I think we're dangerous enough.
Yeah,
Real talk.
I will be right back. I've got to go take some stuff that the baby shouldn't be playing with into the kitchen, so she will.
Yeah, you
stop
might want to do that. Yeah, that's a good idea.
beating things around.
David said, remind them they have two hands and can dual wield. Whoop, whoop. Damn it, my camera keeps moving. It's driving me up the wall. Hey, guys. Well, I just took it all the way down that time. That wasn't very smart.
I think my favorite meme this week was kittens are super fast toddlers with knife hands.
Yes. Yes, they are.
Super
I like
fast
mine-
evil toddlers.
I like my knife-handed pets. They're fun. I have scratches and shit. Where was that last scratch at? I thought I
Yeah,
had a
everybody
bad one
looks at
somewhere.
cats and says, "Oh, how cute and fluffy," and they don't realize that 5 of the 6 ends have sharp points on them.
Yes. Whew. David Worley said climate change will only be addressed through free market. Discuss.
Well, unfortunately, we've let the free market try to address it, and they've decided it wasn't profitable.
Kind of, yeah. I was just thinking something along the same lines.
Yeah, isn't it the capitalists that got us into this mess mostly?
Yeah, because we started talking about this when we had the oil crisis in the 70s. And what progress have we made?
We now have cars that kind of run off of batteries sometimes, a little bit.
Yeah, but the ones that don't only get half the gas mileage of the ones we had in the 80s.
It's true.
In the early 80s, the federal government had requirements that, cars had to get something like at least 25 miles a gallon. So we typically had cars that were getting 30, 35 miles a gallon.
Mm-hmm.
I think
And
it
then,
depended on the size of the car, though, too, right?
well, no. See, what the car companies did is this is why we have SUVs. Because the car companies came out with this new term SUV, so they could classify them as being light trucks instead of cars, which weren't subject to the same regulations. So now they could build these monsters that only get 10 to 15 miles to the gallon, and there wasn't anything to regulate that because they got classified in the same category as pickup trucks.
Jeez. Alrighty then. And she's back.
Gas mileage is a lot better these days.
Sitting here waiting for you, looking down at your pants.
Electric cars are going to change a lot. I think a lot of the
I have ADD. I was looking at air fryers on Amazon.
I think a lot of the oil companies see the writing on the walls when it comes to the electric cars becoming more popular. And that's why part of the reason I suspect they're raising all these gas prices, because they claim it's supply and demand. But during the pandemic, there's been less demand for vehicles. And I notice now there's a lot more electric cars on the road. So I call BS on them for claiming that it's all demand. I think they're pushing the price up and trying to do profit taking as much as they can before their markets die off.
They all know that Tesla is going to be the world's largest car manufacturer in probably in the next 5 to 7 years.
Yep.
And they're panicking because they haven't, of course, done their R&D and developed products that can truly compete. And I mean, everybody in the business knows this. And I was, even at my level in the business, we knew this was happening back. Well, never mind how long ago it was. That doesn't matter.
We're not going to talk about that.
But it's absolutely true. The electric car is coming and is unstoppable. The car companies need to divest themselves in the money that they put into oil and gas stocks. Every college, every university, every person, every retirement program needs to divest the money it puts into oil company stocks. And the oil companies know that that's what has to happen, and they're scared to fucking death.
Of course they are.
And instead
that's why they don't want other ways of powering stuff built.
And instead
they've had a corner on it. And
instead of putting time and money into changing their industry into energy companies and supplying solar, supplying wind energy and geothermal and all these other things, they've decided to stick their heads in the sand into the oil sands, let's say, and offer nothing but what they already know.
Right.
Their lack of growth is going to kill us if we don't.
Well, the big thing is batteries. When we go to electric cars in a big way, what's going to really be a big business is going to be producing the batteries that are going to need to be replaced regularly.
Yeah. Well, if we continue to focus on lithium batteries, we're going to turn Russia into one of the greatest superpowers ever on the planet, because they got most of the lithium on the planet.
Do you seriously think Tesla is going to give up the battery production business? I don't think so. And in China, they're building a thorium reactor to provide nuclear power. Thorium's different; it doesn't.
Yeah. Thorium.
Not as dangerous as the others. Yeah.
Well,
Put that in a car.
and unfortunately, while people are, cheering the electric cars as, saving the environment, people aren't really aware of what the environmental costs of mining the heavy metals for the batteries are.
Well, the heavy metal in modern day batteries that they're using in cars and stuff is lithium, and the cost of it is set and determined by Russia, because Russia does hold the world's stores of lithium under their control.
Yeah, well, I'm not talking about the dollar cost. I'm talking about what it does to the environment to extract it.
Well, that's also part of Russia, because they're not very interested in new technology for.
Yeah, well, Russia, and behind Russia, then most of the producers are only semi-stable countries in Africa.
I don't agree with any of those numbers. I just don't, and it's foolish for the people who do this supposed research, economic research, to promote this, because the ultimate price is death. And if we keep burning oil and hydrocarbons, we're going to kill ourselves. The planet will survive, but we will not.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the price of it. I don't
Preach
care what
it.
I try to balance it with, lithium is this or nickel cadmium is that. It's death. That's what it's about. Yeah, Bitcoin mining. Oh man, Bitcoin mining is sucking so much energy. It's unbelievable.
It is. It's actually extremely expensive, and people just don't realize it.
Actually, you're saying that Russia controls the lithium, but just doing a Google search here of the major lithium producers, they're saying that most of it's coming from Australia and Chile.
Well, that's new to me, and I don't.
Yeah, Russia's not even on the list here of the top 10.
I don't have internet, so I can't look that up. But I was always taught that Russia was the number one exporter of lithium, refined lithium.
Well, according to this, Australia alone produces more than 50% of the lithium.
Oh, that's good. That's good news.
I know for a fact that we do not have some unlimited supply like some people think. People don't think about recycling and stuff. That's one of the problems with lithium is, first of all, we don't have a huge supply of it on the earth as a whole. And number two, it's difficult to mess with for recycling. So you get these 200-pound batteries, these battery packs, that they're going, all right, well, how do we do this?
Yeah.
How can we do this for a reasonable price? Because it's not worth it right now.
Well, and that's always been the problem, that separating the stuff out, they can't do it mechanically. It has to be done by hand. So the labor cost involved just makes it so prohibitive that they'd rather just keep junking batteries and making new ones.
Well, first thing I think we need to do is with all of our industrial stuff, because there's lots of things that get thrown out. Anything industrial, I think any manufacturing company, anything should have to recycle every bit of their waste. I think that should be the number one rule.
If we were to make corporations responsible for the lifespan of the product, that, for example, Apple makes a computer, well, then that's fine. They can sell it. They can use it. They can outdate it. And then they are also responsible for taking that thing back in and recycling it. If we did that, it would really change how much people are wasting with poor quality products that wear out and get thrown away.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, and also things like, Apple getting everybody to buy a new phone every year.
Oh, not just that, but then they take the plug off of it so you can't plug in headphones anymore. So now you have to buy wireless headphones.
So you can buy the plugs to plug into the Thunder port, and you can buy adapters to plug into the old phone.
I know, but still, you have to see what I mean. Though they're causing people,
but
but all companies do that.
Don't say something not true. about it.
The problem is that what these companies do is they look
point,
at
the point I was making, Jenny, is you have to buy more stuff now.
The problem
You
is
can't
that
use your old stuff anymore.
the problem
use
is
the
that
old
these companies look at what the cost is to dispose of things properly and recycle them versus the cost of paying the fines if they just pollute. And the fines work out less, so they just pollute. So the fines need to go up heavily to make this work.
Yes.
Well, and most of the electronic waste in the U.S. actually winds up getting shipped to China to be recycled. And a lot of that's because they really don't have any environmental legislation. So it's like, people in villages are breaking the stuff down themselves to extract whatever materials are valuable.
Yeah, there's a lot of companies
all sorts of crap are getting dumped in the environment while they do it.
There's a lot of companies here in BC that are shipping it off to Russia as well.
Yeah, so part of the problem in a way is the fact that US has environmental regulations about how they recycle it. And that's made it cheaper for them to send it off to countries that don't have those kind of regulations.
Well, it's not just in recycling that happens. For example, I forget what country it is. I don't even remember what continent. If it's happening in Africa or if it's happening in Central America. Well, maybe both. The mica is a mineral that's used in electronics for lots and lots of different things.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be much more in demand than it is now. But to mine it, they get these children as little as 12 years old to dig these holes just big enough for them to fit in that will go down 15, 20, 25, 30 feet. And they dig this shit out by hand. And then it rains and the hole collapses. Okay.
Well, and the same kind of thing is being done with mining the lithium in Zimbabwe.
I certainly don't disbelieve that. American corporations are more than happy to use slave labor and to take the lives of children. They always have been. That's why we have child labor laws here.
Yeah, they're not gonna. Yeah, that shit's not gonna change overseas because they rely on it too much.
And this is why all my life I've been preaching against corporate America, because corporate America, and this is like what pisses me off to no end about libertarians, is you cannot trust any corporation to do the right thing. They only are interested in what the thing they do, it makes profit. And if that means that they have to ship labor over to a country and that some 12-year-old children die because of it, that's okay by them because it's not their children. And that the laws of their home country. They're just absolutely immoral. Love Canal.
Well, and
think of all the super sites and how many times corporate America has just said, "Fuck you, we don't care."
Mm-hmm.
Not be trusted.
All the time.
No law should be written that gives them a break on anything ever. So,
well, and then we're down to the problem that it's the corporations and the billionaires that pretty much control Congress because they give the money to decide who's going to get in there.
Yep. Citizens United. That case still needs to be produce a new constitutional to ban those kinds of decisions.
That was a horrible decision that I never understood in the first place.
Yeah, and Mitt Romney standing up, well, yes, corporations are people. Fuck you.
What?
God. Well, the Supreme Court decided almost 100 years ago now, or maybe even a little over, that through one of their court cases, that basically corporations have the same right as individual in terms of speech, for example. That's why you got all, and then when they adjudicated that money is speech, that meant that people with the most money can have the most speech, and those are corporations. And it was all legal and constitutional, and that's why every damn law that a John McCain and a Russ Feingold tried to put together to change the way things are financed gets thrown out of court for unconstitutionality, because they look at these two cases and say, well, see, corporations are people. You can't take away people's rights to free speech, which happens to be money. You know? So they get to just distort all this and manipulate the world to suit them. The system is designed for the rich to get richer and the poor to pay the bill.
Well, actually, yeah, the Citizens United case was only in 2010. But the main ruling of that case was that corporations had the same rights as individual citizens. And one of those is that for political contributions, there is no limit to how much an individual can contribute. So under Citizens United, it became there is no limit to how much a corporation can contribute.
And if you want to learn more about this in greater detail and see how far the tentacles of these lies go in our laws and how things have been designed against us, dig up an author by the name of David K. Johnson, that's K with a C, and read any of his books, okay? Because you read one and you're going to want to read the next one too. And they discuss this, they discuss the lies of Donald Trump. He discusses the lies of the medical world, medical insurance world, I should say, and how they fuck us over every chance they get. He's a brilliant writer, and he digs and digs and digs and gets truth. He's years and years between books. He's doing so much research.
Yeah. Well, and then
read. Look what they're dragging us into.
Yeah, then the other part of Citizens United was also that since the government can't put any restrictions on decisions people make on their own religious beliefs, that then allowed companies to do that. And that's how you got things like, Hobby Lobby refusing to have any kind of health insurance that might cover an abortion. Because if there's something that the head of the corporation personally opposes and said it's on religious grounds, then that overrides any state legislation about it.
Although the shocker of shockers, the Supreme Court has finally taken Hobby Lobby to task and slapped them on the wrist big time. They can't do that shit anymore.
Oh, I must have missed that.
Yep, it's only happened in the last few months. But I still the dime there.
Well, one of the ones I got a bit of a cheer for was that Hobby Lobby had been trying to start their own private museum with all these religious artifacts.
Oh God, I was just about to bring that up. Perfect. Go ahead.
Yeah, and Iraq has sued them for taking religious artifacts out of the country. And of the 17,000 artifacts that they had, 12,000 of them are having to be returned to the country of Iraq. It's estimated that about another 3,000 of them were forgeries in the first place, so it doesn't really leave them much of anything.
And when
we have 2,000 pieces.
When we talk about Hobby Lobby doing something, Hobby Lobby is owned by a guy, not a corporation.
It's true.
Well, it is a corporation structurally, but it's a sole. It started out as a sole proprietorship.
So did Amazon.
Okay, yeah, and so that's why I won't spend a dime at Hobby Lobby, because it's owned by a guy who is a prick and hates everybody but himself.
He's so fucking religious he won't even give out goddamn birth control to his employees.
Which he can't play that game anymore.
Yeah, it's Hobby Lobby or Chick-fil-A. I would not give any money to either of those.
What would be interesting is if somebody who is gay purchased Hobby Lobby
and didn't tell him you were gay when you buy him out, and then just fucking.
I don't know, you tell them right after you buy it. Once the deal's complete, then you tell them.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, see, everybody know, because their stock of glitter would triple.
My
Yeah.
guess is that they would probably get almost 100% entirely new customer base.
Yep.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. Their supply of glitter would triple. And there'd be body tape there too.
Hmm.
Still a hobby for some people.
Yep.
Are you saying they'd go from boring to classy?
No, what I'd do is I'd bring the owner in, Randolph, and tell him I want to shake hands at the front doors, and like hand it off kind of thing, just to make it official because I'm really excited about it. And then as soon as we shake hands and the deal's done, you just have like a bunch of gay men in like pink and stuff running and go, "Oh, honey, we're going to do so much with this place." Enough said.
You know what would be funny is to make a video reenacting all of this. Well, I guess it would be enacting because it wouldn't be a reenactment yet.
Right. Damn it. I'm fed up with my camera. All right, you guys, you have to deal with not
By the
seeing
way,
my face.
I checked on our total and it has not changed.
Oh, sorry.
Kevin,
I was hoping there'd still be some more coming in.
this is for you, Jenny. Kevin says, my ex and I stole about $7,500 worth of merchandise, give or take, from Hobby Lobby and Walmart over a period of about 6 months, if it makes you feel any better.
No, don't tell me this. I don't want to.
No, see, you can't be saying that publicly because they track you down for that kind of stuff.
Did Walmart do something bad?
You could lie and say somebody hacked your account. It doesn't matter.
I didn't know. I don't know of Walmart for being bigoted or anything. Am I mistaken?
Well, mostly Walmart pollutes the environment and treats their employees like shit.
No. Wait a minute. They are air pollutant company. They are not at all ecologically minded. But more than anything, they don't just treat their employees like crap. They treat women like crap. They just had to recently give a bunch of thousands of women raises because they were at a position longer than the guy standing next to him, and the guy standing next to him that was not even progressing in the position was making more money.
Yep.
So yeah, there's a lot of mess with Walmart too. David said, it's okay, dollars. Sorry.
Yeah, I be.
Have another toke, B.
Yeah, she was reading. David said it's okay. Dollars on monopoly money anyway. And yeah, that's money is just the point system that the rich use to keep score.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was purely a sip of coffee.
They say it's possible
Your coffee's
to
trying to
set
kill
up an
you, B.
economy that does not use money. I don't understand how that can be done, but
Solely
It
by
was
bartering, I'd
interesting.
assume.
would be interested if people were genuinely equal.
Yeah, I would agree. I don't think that we can have, a totally moneyless society. It's people are going to wind up needing some way to keep score somehow, of how much people contribute and how much they use.
Well, look at Star Trek. Even there, they have to keep track of contributions people make to the system. And then when they go to other planets, they still have to fabricate money and deal in money.
Yep.
Gold press
Hold
platinum.
on, kiddo.
It does, but I'm so mixed about the idea of maximum incomes and stuff like that. But to argue on the side of limiting incomes, why does somebody like Jeff Bezos need to have $188 billion?
There's no reason.
No. He could double the wage of all his employees and still be a billionaire.
Oh yeah.
No,
Easy.
he could quintuple the wage of all of his employees
Yeah.
and still have over half of what he still has.
You know, there's just something so morally wrong about that. It's just wrong.
When I got out of high school, I was working at a company that paid a lot more than I think it was like a quarter more than all the other companies in the same industry paid, IT tech work and all this. And I was making more money than what the universities promised I'd be able to make if I went through all their courses and got student loans. So, you know, it was a wonderful company to work for. Actually, the people there were really nice. Everybody enjoyed their job. People didn't mind putting extra time in and stuff like that. And they were also good to the employees. They also let them, if you needed time off for some family stuff, right away it's a yes. It's no problem. And but they had about 30 staff, so they're able to make it work as well. The smaller companies wouldn't make that work so well. And I wish more business owners had this kind of attitude about their staff.
You know, I just want to say something about this. Ox, as much as I would love to, we cannot go back to trade because there are way too many people out there that, first of all, don't know how to make a damn thing. Second of all, don't know how to grow anything. Third of all, don't it would never work. What would they trade?
Yeah, barter
There's
doesn't.
so many people reliant on our government the way our government wants us to be. There's so many people in our country, just our country alone, that are relying on the government. It would never work.
Well, I think on a far more pragmatic level, just there are so many different goods available.
And it wasn't just,
you know, it's just not possible that I could produce anything that would be of interest to everyone that I would have to get goods from.
And it wasn't just natives that had barter system or trade, as Vox called it. Then there's IOUs would come about, but you know, how many sheep is a cow worth? How many pigs is this worth and chickens worth? And you go to the next town and it starts to become deviated, you know. And we have better communication and we put numbers on things because IOUs turned out not to be that scalable either, and they were questionable. So money was a much more solid thing. People could put value on things and start trading a lot more things with the money. It's scaled a lot better, but it's not a perfect system. And the reason we need minimum wage is because if we didn't have minimum wage, then the capitalists would pay way below minimum wage to most people. Most would.
Well, I think what we need is for our society to basically ensure a bottom level for people. You know, just ensure that everyone has a warm, dry place to sleep and food every day. You know, and that's like, okay, everybody gets that regardless. If you want something better, if you want a bigger apartment, if you want to buy a house, okay, you put in some more work, you can make some extra money to get an improvement beyond the basics.
Isn't that kind of the idea with money already? But yeah, I get what you mean. There needs to
well,
be.
It's basically the idea of the UBI.
And the minimum wage is a big part of doing that. But of course, as somebody pointed out earlier, it's a lot of people can't manage their money very well, and we see that. Some people just drink it all away. They have an addiction to alcohol, and that's just one of many examples, right? And that's
there's thousands of examples
issues as well that these things really can't fix.
Well, and a minimum wage doesn't help you if you can't get a job in the first place.
Fact.
You know, and what a lot of companies went to was instead of having full-time employees, they just have twice as many employees that they only work half-time so that they don't have to pay them benefits.
Well, not just benefits in general, but they don't have to worry about like all that stuff.
Yeah.
There's so much to it. You give somebody 40 hours a week, which is still anything over like 30 is generally 30 to 32 is considered full-time depending on what state you're in. But if you give somebody 40 hours, they're going to get overtime too. So they're trying to avoid the benefits, all the insurance stuff, we got to pay into all this shit, and then on top of that, they don't want to pay time and a half.
I worked for a guy for a while managing a portion of his business, and the rule that I was forced to live by was that no employee got more than 38 hours of pay period.
Well, that's why. So if they run over a little bit, they don't hit the overtime.
Exactly. No, you didn't want to pay overtime and benefits. You didn't get benefits unless you were 40 hours a week. And because there were a couple people at the company that got a 40-hour week. And so he was always able to point that, well, see, this guy gets his benefits. You're just not at 40 hours. So
there were a couple of companies I worked at that they wouldn't schedule anybody for more than 37 hours. Just because of that, they wanted to make sure nobody was going to go over if they wound up having to stay an hour extra to clean up 1 week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, CVS makes their managers do that. They make you, I had to do that. I wrote the schedule and I had to schedule myself for 37 hours because I was hourly.
It's federal law that overtime will be paid after 40 hours. And
I know that's why they try to give you that leeway just in case you gotta stay a little late.
And I want to encourage everybody from chat to understand this. I know so many people, and I just cannot believe that people do this. They say, oh well, I don't take my breaks at work. You're allowed 2 20-minute breaks during your 8 shift. Well, I just don't take my breaks, or I won't take my lunch. Okay, these are federally legislated periods that you get so that you don't go fucking crazy. Take that time. The owner of the company is going to not pay you for those times, whether you take them or not. Okay, because they don't have to pay for you for that 20-minute break. They don't have to pay you for that lunch period, and they don't for the most part.
That's why I like working for a small, I'd say mom and pop, but there's no pops.
Well,
a small practice, because we get paid exactly what we're clocked in and out for. If we don't take lunch, we eat at our desks every single day and keep working, and they pay us for it.
Yeah.
Because they know that we're busting our asses on our lunch break. So I don't have to worry about that anymore. But you're right. They'll take it out anyways. And you have to sign a waiver to get them to not take your lunches out. And the manager has to approve it. So you can work through your lunch and make that extra 30 minutes worth of pay.
Well, most people do not have the liberty to work at a company like yours. The other thing employers like to do, if you don't clock in 1 minute early, they deduct you for 10 minutes.
Yes.
It's all these little things that they do to fuck with employees so that they increase the profit in the bottom end. One piece of candy at 2 cents is not that much money, but you sell them for 4 cents and you've doubled your income.
At Amazon. I'm sorry.
They think about the frog in the boiling pot of water. People don't notice getting screwed for a little bit here, a little bit there. When you add it up at the end of the year or the end of a career, it's thousands and thousands and thousands. Don't let the employer off for free, ever. Never say thank you to an employer when you get your paycheck. Never. You earned it. They should be thanking you. Okay, I'm done.
No, I'm 100% behind you. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. They write these laws because for every, so at Amazon, this is how they do it. If you are up to 5, or you can be up to 3 minutes late. But if you're 3 to 5 minutes late, you get a verbal warning. If you're 5 to 10, you get a counseling. And if you're 10 or 15, you get a first write-up. And then if you do that 3 times doesn't matter, not in a year, in your employment with them, 3 of those write-ups, you're gone for being 10 minutes late. 3 times. Let's say you worked there for 10 years. Yeah, it's like that. And when you walk in, you have to swipe your badge. So there's no manager saying, oh no, they were on time. Nope. You have to physically be there to clock in. And you have to actually clock in when you walk in the door. Then you have to go to your area and swipe your badge again to prove you're in the right area and you're not off fucking around. And we want to talk about Nazi shit. The pickers and packers have to pick and pack an unreasonable amount of stuff every fucking shift. And they write them up and then they get rid of them and hire somebody else. And they usually end up getting rid of them about the time that, they usually get rid of them about the time they get a raise. It's about the time they're gone. So you usually don't even see a raise.
Yeah, the packers in the Amazon warehouses have just completely unrealistic quotas.
Why do we have 2 Jennies?
Oh, she must have had a problem, but
because 2 is better than 1.
2 is better than 1. Jenny's pretty great.
does this double the amount she got in the fundraiser then?
I wish it did.
Yeah, I wish. That'd be great. Oh yeah, everybody, reminder, fundraiser link is pinned up top. If you cannot give, please shill it out, spam it out wherever you can, social media, Facebook, wherever, whatever you're a part of. And we'd appreciate that. Yeah. Stockholm Syndrome. Yes, Mac. It is like Stockholm Syndrome. We get used to being servants. You're right. Von Rex said we just cannot get enough of her.
Okay, and there's Jenny's PayPal link also.
Thanks, Perks. Oh, I got a lap of love here.
Yeah, mine, I finally tired him out, so now he's sleeping on my foot.
Well, since I have 2, they randomly come over and say hi. So you see a lot of pussy on my stream because of them. And now we have 2 Jennies too, so that's extra.
But which one's the real one?
Which one's the real Jenny? That is the question. One is not muted and one is. The muted one, which is the original childhood picture of Jenny, versus the one where Jenny was working on cars and had their own shop. They just went mute. Oh, now they're back. And now they're mute. Now they're back. Now they're mute.
Well, I was just waiting for her to talk. Well,
and now they're gone. Aw, thanks, Von Rick.
Oh,
Appreciate
no. Oh, no.
Every dollar counts.
You want to take that one off?
Von Rick has always been great at these things, donating to, I think, just every fundraiser I've been involved with.
Oh, no.
Jenny, you want me to kill that old one?
Yeah.
Can we hear you?
Now,
okay.
What I was trying to say, as far as this fundraiser goes, the reason we're using PayPal Direct is because if you use GoFundMe, you have to take whatever is accumulated at GoFundMe and transfer it to a bank to get access to it, which is a fine system. There's nothing wrong with that. Unless you're someone like me who doesn't have a bank account because the bank says, no, you don't make enough money, we're not going to give you one. It costs us too much to give you a bank account.
What?
Also, PayPal, when you're sending it, if you mark it as sending money to a friend, PayPal will not take out any fees. The person will get the full amount you send.
Oh, yeah. Make sure you guys check that box.
Yeah, they take about 3 to 5% depending on the amount.
Well, PayPal's normal fee is like 2.9% plus 30 cents for a transaction fee. But if you mark it as sending money to a friend, they don't take any fees at all.
Oh, okay.
I guess the PayPal to PayPal transfers would be an internal transfer, so they can just do that without incurring any costs on their end. But going outside, yeah, that's where they make their money.
Well, no. If it's marked to a friend, they don't take any cost from it, even if you're sending it from a bank account.
Yeah,
although
and
there's a possibility your bank may charge you a transfer fee on that, but
for like
not
kind of like
PayPal.
an ATM fee, right?
Yeah,
yeah, and yes, Mac is right. There's no tax on it. So usually when you go and pay on like Patreon or whatever it is, well, I don't remember which one, they have taxes on it, but that does not have taxes. So
well,
I think if you count it as income, you might find there's a different point of view from the tax department.
As I understand it, Randolph, that when somebody gifts you something over PayPal, you mark it as a gift. It's a gift. And according to the IRS regulations, gifts are not taxed as income.
it's true.
Right.
He's
Depends how
nodding.
big the gift is.
From one individual, yes. If you give me $10,000, yeah, I'm going to pay tax on that. You give
Well,
me 5,000, nope.
it used to be a law that you could give a one-time gift of like 50,000 or 30,000 or something like that to someone, and there'd be no taxes or anything on it.
Well, and it's different
The
for
current
America.
amount here in Canada is 750,000.
Well, hold on, Ollie. Jenny was saying something. What, Jenny?
It depends on whether it's family or non-family.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah.
So family. Oh, no, it's spouse. That's right. It's a spouse you can give a one-time gift to or something like that.
Okay, so you
Yeah.
have to marry the person first, then give them the money, and then you can divorce them to avoid the tax.
Yes, you could legally.
Here in Canada, you're allowed a one-time per lifetime tax exemption on up to $750,000 worth of gift.
Ah,
And actually, if you guys keep receipts for that stuff, if it's considered a donation, then you can write that off on your taxes.
No.
So save your
The
receipts.
donations have to be to a certified or IRS approved.
Oh, it
Yeah.
can't just be to
Not-
anybody.
yeah.
Right.
Oh,
You have to be a
My bad.
nonprofit of some type to get that discount. That
Yeah.
503C or something like that. I
it's
don't
not
know.
worth getting the LLC for.
Yeah, it's a
No,
501c3.
it's expensive.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
At least that's what
Well,
it is
there
in
you
the
have it,
States. I don't
folks.
know
Now
about
you know.
Canada.
okay, so I got to
Skeptics.
file the paperwork to make my
no.
church official, huh?
I need to also.
Yes,
I
yes,
should.
Susan.
I should solo lay out this because Ollie did shave, and Ollie looks 15 years younger right now.
I do. Yeah.
You really do, man. You look a lot better. That
Oh.
scraggly ass gray beard just wasn't suiting you there.
I don't appreciate the
Susan-
scraggly. It was nice and full. Come on now. It was just great.
Oh, whatever. Susan, if you want in, let me know.
He was just practicing to be Gandalf. It's fine.
A little
Oh, whatever. Whatever, folks.
Well,
I'm gonna make the
practicing to be
understatement that
Gandalf.
my hands fucking hurt.
It's convenient that
What?
you said I'm
ahead,
practicing
Perps.
to be Gandalf because I'm playing a wizard in Diablo 3 right now.
What were you saying, Perps?
I was just gonna say practicing to be Gandalf, explains the dragons behind him.
Right.
That too,
Yes.
yeah.
Right?
Yes. Lay down.
Well, that picture there is Gandalf with Frodo and Samwise.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, it is.
Okay, I couldn't
Okay.
see that one well enough.
Now that I look at it hard, you said that, I can see it, yeah.
Well, at least it's not Harry Potter.
What's wrong with Harry Potter except that it's overplayed?
Nothing. J.K. Rowling is a wonderful human being.
Yeah.
The Harry Potter books and J.K. Rowling, yeah, she wrote it, but you shouldn't judge the product by the producer.
I sense some sarcasm in that statement, ma'am.
Well, I do have a problem with it just because I don't want any of my money going to her, which really
Yeah.
sucks because it
problem.
means that, like even the Lego Harry Potter Lego sets, if I buy any of those, she'd wind up getting some of my money. So I can't do that now.
If you want her books, buy them.
Streets did employ a lot of people.
If you want her books, buy them from a used bookstore.
I'm sorry I didn't buy
I was
her
about to say,
books
the
from
way
used
around that-
bookstore.
I was going to say the way around that, Purple, would be try to find them used. I mean, it doesn't really work well for Legos,
No.
but anything else, definitely, if you could find it secondhand,
Lay down, dude.
then it's not going into her pocket.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. I had bought all those books long before I knew what a horrible person she was. So
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
That's,
I didn't know either for a long time.
yeah, well, I only found out about that in the last 2 years and had bought all the books and movies like 6-7 years ago.
Now she's actively suing people for not supporting her because of what they believe about her.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know the exact language, so I'm hedging a little bit on that, but she is apparently suing people as under defamation laws, I believe.
Wow.
Because they say she's transphobe because she has done these things, she's therefore transphobe, and and that's defamation.
Was there any indication that she was transphobic before that became publicly known, or is that just a new thing that she picked up and started going with?
I don't know. I can't.
I don't think there was, because Dumbledore, the character Dumbledore, is supposedly gay. Right.
Well, yeah, but that was
So
never
what-
in the book. She just threw that in an interview, so that could have just been because she thought it was going to boost sales.
Oh, maybe, I don't know.
And the accusations on her have nothing to do with the Harry Potter series directly or any of the characters.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, it's true.
It has to do with other things she has written that have been interpreted as very transphobic by some people, and therefore they discourage you from putting any money onto it. And I mean, she's written some very, very transphobic things. There's no doubt. Nobody, well, no normal people. I'm going to get myself in trouble. Many people disagree with that and support her and say, "Oh no, you're just taking that wrong." And to other people, it's kind of a face slap. And how can you not see this? You know, it seems so obvious to so many.
Ox wants to know if there's proof or is it a jump on the wagon thing?
Sure, she's written novels. That
Come here.
Come
here,
she,
bug.
She wrote a novel and took the pseudonym as the author of a guy who invented what do they call that? Conversion therapy. Okay. It's
fun.
It's kind of hard to get any less transphobic than that. You know, and of course, it's simple to deny that. Oh, it's just a coincidence.
Yeah, well,
I don't think so. You know?
No, more recently, like, I think a bit less than a year ago, she did publish a rather long essay, basically just trashing trans people.
Oh.
Well,
that's not really cool.
In fairness, she was trying to defend her position, and it makes sense that she would be saying things against transphobes. And she was mostly talking about philosophy than she was individuals. So she kind of gets a bit of a pass, but nonetheless, she was saying very, very nasty things that can be applied to trans people, and to some, it indicates that she has a distinct hatred of them, or at least aligns herself with some forces in UK which are extremely transphobic and very open about it. So it's a big mess. It's a big mess, and it's a good lesson to the celebrities. Don't get involved in some of this shit. They're just going to use you, and you're going to get in trouble with the public.
We're getting some road noise from someplace.
I think that might be Randolph. I don't think muted himself this time, so I think we're getting background noise there.
No, I've been muted the whole time.
Oh, okay. It sounded like we had like some wind noise or some traffic in the background.
Oh no, this is these screws. It's going into wood that's just a little bit wet, so they're making a squeaky noise. You'd know if I wasn't muted during that.
Okay.
Go.
I'm on a train currently. That's what you're hearing.
Ah.
Oh, well, that's nice. I love to travel by train. You meet some really nice people that way.
Yeah, sure.
I have. I met this old biker couple that was traveling north on a train from Florida, and we rode almost the whole way together. And I was going to Virginia, and they were getting dropped off 2 or 3 hours before that in North Carolina. So we pretty much rode the whole way together. And they were like, "You smoke?" And I said, "Yes, sir." And he goes, "Come on, it's about 2 a.m. Everybody's asleep." We went between the train cars and got high, went back into the diner car and hung out for a couple more hours, took a nap, got up, had coffee together in the morning with me, him and his wife. They were the coolest fucking people. It was great.
How do you know they're biker biker people.
Well, first of all, by the way they were dressed, and then we started talking about motorcycles.
Mm.
So they were like retired, you know, going to see grandkids or something like that on vacation. And yeah.
Going to see grandkids. Those aren't real biker people.
It's not true. Lots of biker people have kids. I've seen freaking pregnant women on a motorcycle before. Are you kidding? Back in the day.
Would they be
The
former
day?
biker people?
Which day was that?
The day before, way before you were born. Catnip.
Well, yeah, that's most things. Especially because I hang out with old
Well, I
people.
mean, you asked. So.
There was a world before 1997.
98, but yeah.
98. Yeah. Let's get it straight there, Jenny. Even younger.
February of 98. Anything older than that is older than me.
I think I bought my first
Ox.
cell phone in 98.
Alex said, newsflash, bikers fuck.
A lot, it seems.
We're not questioning whether or not bikers fucked. We're questioning whether or not they would go visit their grandkids.
Well, you know.
Kiddo, please don't
That's a good
dive
point.
off the couch head first.
Yeah, that's not a good idea.
And maybe even more specifically, go visit them on the train instead of going and getting on the bike and going. Because I know some pretty old people that still ride their bikes. My mechanic, Steven, he's 86 years old. He still does mechanic work, and him and his wife go on a bike trip every year.
Yep.
My dad's in his 80s, and he regularly rides motorcycle, mostly in the summer.
Stop it.
The U.S. needs more trains. We need to have a proper interstate rail system.
I would so love for us to have a high-speed train from New York to LA with like 2 stops in between.
Well, I don't know why we can't have a decent train just going from Minneapolis to Chicago.
That would be Scott Walker. That's why. Scott Walker, the governor of Wisconsin,
Yeah.
of course a Republican, ended the proposals that were that were going through process. They even had gone so far as to buy some of the trains and to begin customizing them for that specific run. And he trashed the whole program and cost the state of Wisconsin tens of millions of dollars.
I knew that they were in the process of land acquisition when it died. I never really found out what the reasons were for it.
For breach of contract and things like this. It was all ready to run. All the rails are there. In fact, if I get this car, I'm getting down there by taking the train.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so these lines do exist. But Scott Walker destroyed the program of it, so therefore there's no direct quality high-speed train. There is an Amtrak, but it's not high-speed.
Alex said, I happen to know about 1,300 bikers, and half of them have kids that ride and grandkids that can polish chrome. Hell yeah, you got to teach them right, man. To keep that bike looking smart.
Hey, Ox, I can't polish chrome, but I can suck it off your fender.
Oh! Damn!
I don't think I'm old enough to be listening to this.
Oh, God. Sorry.
I think I need a juice box and a nap.
Oh, shit. You guys are ridiculous.
You know, Kat, I used to, I lost them somewhere in a move somewhere in my life, but I used to have a pair of socks that I bought from an RV Navy surplus store, which don't even exist now, do they, folks? Well, maybe they do. Anyways, and the Army, with their compulsiveness for tagging everything and labeling everything, had a tag and a label on the socks, and it showed their production date, which was the year I was born. And I kept them unused, unworn, in my sock drawer, so that I could tell young folk like you, I have socks older than you. chance.
Oh, Jenny, what are we gonna do with you?
But I don't, so I don't have that anymore.
It's okay. Some of the socks you do own still probably are older than me.
Well, my car.
Well, yeah.
By 2 years.
You said you were 23?
Yep, I'll be
I'm
24 in
cer-
February.
I'm certain I have underwear older than you. That's
That's
scary,
okay.
isn't it?
Not really.
I don't have any much of anything older than you except the car, because I pretty much lost everything I owned when I went bankrupt and stuff from medical bills and things.
What, Ellie butt? That's your foot. That's right. You have 2 of those. Wow. Yeah. Very exciting. You have 2 feet. Toddlers are very interesting. They like to point out the same thing over and over and over again, and they're still excited about it.
Yep. Well, they're still learning
She's
about the
very
world and how
excited that
things
she
go
has
together.
2
That's
feet.
why they're
Yes.
fun though, because at that age they can learn anything. You can teach them so much at that age. They're just little sponges.
Yes.
Oh yeah, they pick up a lot before they even learn to talk.
Teacher, Donald Trump is a crook. Donald.
I mean,
Yeah.
she
No,
already
she'll
knows
learn that soon enough. But
Yeah.
I really fucked with my nephew to piss off my brother when Justin was young. I like about 2. You know how kids learn the parts of their body, my elbow, my wrist. And I thought of everything incorrectly. You know,
now that's
Oh,
bad for the kid.
no.
no, it wasn't, because he was just beginning to learn the things, and it was easy for them to override it. And I knew that would be the dynamic, but it was funny for a day
Yeah.
or two. He would say, "Oh, this is my elbow," and grab his foot. And my brother, nah. My brother,
No,
very panicky parent, and it was fun to pull his chain.
yeah. Despite how uncomfortable it makes most of our family members in this house, we call body parts by what they're called anatomically,
Mhm.
not any fun names for them.
So,
Which makes lots of our family members very uncomfortable.
so no
So-
poop, no popos and peepees.
You go pee, but you use your urethra for that,
Mhm.
which is in different places depending on your anatomy. Looks a little different from daddy to mommy.
I agree.
A little?
I agree with that.
Just a little.
A lottle.
So it looks like Randolph.
Bonrick said they taught their niece to say "I am evil." I never got asked to babysit again.
Yeah.
Kids who accidentally learn words like fuck can also learn that it's not appropriate to say those words.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
still know the word, but they know they shouldn't say it.
Mhm.
And there's just nothing wrong with it. It takes the power out of a word for it to just be normal, for it not to incite insanity and seething anger and stuff like this.
Well, you're absolutely right,
Absolutely.
Jenny, and I'm going to add to that and say that if you teach a child by example, for instance, you don't say fuck when you're mad. You don't say cuss words when you're mad. You wait until it's like a family environment. It's only people around that would understand or whatever, mom, dad, and kids or whatever. And then you cut loose because that's just a family. Now it's just a family thing. It's normal, but you just do it with your family. So
you mean
it doesn't,
like-
it definitely destigmatizes it. But yeah, you got to teach a kid an appropriate place.
You mean like when everything's private, you look at your child and say, "My dear child, your father is a fuckhead."
Yes.
Okay, then
You're
it's
right.
all.
Then it's okay.
Well, no, because that's a discussion me and my husband had when we were talking about what is and isn't going to be okay for our child. I don't think our parents would much like it if she ran around dropping the F-bomb, but I sure as shit don't care. So in our house, when she gets old enough to say words that other people aren't going to like or other people are going to think are unsavory, she can say them at our house. If you come into our house and she drops an F-bomb and you don't like it, you can leave. This is her house.
Yep.
She's allowed to
That's
be
a,
comfortable
and that is
here.
up to that is up to her and her parents. No one
Well-
else's business.
And Ox
Absolutely.
has a very valid point there that if they've got access to the internet, they're going to hear people on YouTube or TikTok swearing. So you've got to
Right.
explain to them
Yeah.
why this isn't appropriate in front of some people.
Yeah,
Yep.
she's
Lead by
gonna hear the
example.
worst of things from me first.
I'll be right back.
Susan said I said the word damn in
Yes,
front of my
Bud.
dad when I was in 4th grade, and he was like, don't say that. But he cussed so much that my sister's first word was asshole. So, you know.
Well, see, my dad thought he was going to hide it by swearing in Polish. But aside from when he was with his brothers, the only time he spoke Polish was when he was swearing. So the only Polish we ever heard, we knew were all obscenities.
I learned
Well-
Arschloch and Pinkel auf dich long before I learned fuck and shit and piss. Pinkel auf dich is piss on you.
Yeah, I don't
That's
know what
not
that
my
is, but
kink,
okay.
but thank you anyway, Jenny.
Not a problem.
What'd you say, Jenny?
I said Pinkel auf dich.
No, what does it mean, Jenny?
It means piss on you.
Oh, okay.
And I said that's not my kink. But
Yeah, I
thank you
know,
anyway.
because you're like, no, I'm not into that. Right. Me either. Ox said I used to game mod for World of Warcraft. I had eight-year-olds cuss me like sailors. I don't doubt that.
Yes, because they don't know what they're saying and they don't know how to use it.
Parents talking
No,
shit about
Bud,
each
you
other
can't
to
take
the
it over there.
parents talking shit about each other to the kid is really one of the worst forms of child abuse, though. On the real, I agree,
Yeah.
Kevin.
Yeah,
That's one thing my mother never did. She never said anything bad about my father ever.
Well, I spent half of my adult life raising other people's kids, and yeah, we never said anything negative about their fathers when they were in the room.
No, you wait till the kids are off with their dads, then you talk shit about the dads. That's like rule of thumb.
Well, we didn't have to. It was mostly the kids were telling us about all the crappy stuff their dad had done to them.
Yeah, well, yeah, then there's that.
Business associate who let his kid watch South Park. He was like 6 or 7 years old, and the kid was running around telling everybody he's going to kick them square in the newts.
In the newts?
Yeah, just like Eric Cartman says it. Yeah.
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 Hilarious.
That's actually kind of precious.
Yeah. I would laugh at that shit.
Yeah.
I just,
exactly.
I see parenting methods all the time that I personally would not do. But it's not anything that's harmful to the children. So who cares if they're doing that? Everybody has different parenting styles. Everybody believes in different ways, handles different things, and different ways of dealing with kids and teaching children and parenting them and everything. It depends on the family dynamic too. There's different kinds of families out there, so
Yeah.
nothing's black and white and everybody wants to make it black and white. It's okay to not be black
Yeah.
and white.
I mean, I think there are some things, like I would say that I agree with you mostly on that. I think there are some things that, like, my parents thought were okay to do with me that aren't okay.
No,
Like
I'm not
spanking.
saying
I don't
like
think spanking should be a thing. But I mean,
Right.
there are some people that still do believe that spanking is a good form of child rearing. But science shows that that's actually not the case. But just like people don't believe in vaccines, they don't want to listen to psychologists tell you what's good and bad for your children either.
Well, all I know is I got my ass beat. Everybody in my family, we got our asses beat multiple times. Can't talk. I have a mouthful of food. Got our asses beat multiple times when we were children. We got our asses beat all the time because my mother would tell us over and over and over again not to do something. We'd keep doing it. And so she'd spank our ass. Our dad was a dick. He used a belt. My mom used usually wooden spoons, which that always felt good, but not really. Rubber spatula, stuff like that. She never hit us hard enough to like leave a bruise or anything. Our asses would be red for a while. That's how it was. So when everybody in my generation started having kids, this is what I would do. When they were still young, when they were still young enough to be in diapers, and they would act up and not listen to me, I would give them a swat on their diaper. I'd maybe have to do it 4 or 5 times total, basically just smacking their diaper and making a noise. I never had to do it once they were out of diapers, because once I did it while they were that small, they were cognitive of what was going on. They knew right from wrong at that point. They were still in diapers. They were young and they were impressionable. I never had to spank them after that. A couple swats on a diaper loudly, I never had to spank them. They grew up respecting me. Totally have a great relationship with them because I did not abuse them. I got their attention. I got their attention by not even causing them harm.
Well, that's really
It was
good.
more of the idea of it that it was the actual spanking. Now that is how I handle it.
My wife and I have never hit our kids, spanking or otherwise.
Right.
Well, and like Marie said in the side chat there, if someone does something you don't like, you hit them. And I think that's the biggest thing, that, if you hit a child, you're just teaching them that you can bully them because you're bigger than they are.
Yep.
You're teaching them a cycle of abuse too, because they grow up thinking that's okay to do to their kids too.
My father was not abusive physically. It's not like he came home every night and beat up the kids or anything like that. He did spank, and he did use a belt, and it was incredibly painful. And he yelled and screamed and called names all my life, to the point that it took me till the last year and a half of his life, when I was taking care of him as he died, that I realized any kind of good qualities in him and stopped hating him. And
Right.
if you want to fuck your kid up for that long, that bad, and to hate you, you go ahead. You swat them and call them names and yell and scream at them all you want.
Yeah. Not to say that that's what B was doing. But
No,
I didn't have to do that
seem
stuff
like
to
what B
them.
was doing.
No, I'm not referring to you at all at this point.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
But
I'm
no,
not ashamed.
as a kid from an abusive home.
All of us learn how to
Mhm.
parent from our parents. And the fact
Yeah.
that nobody in my family beat their kids' asses, I think it was a good step in the good direction. Now today we have all of our kids have kids, and all of them, while raising their children, when they're younger, they give them a pat on the, it's basically what all of us do now. All of them do that. And those kids are not, oh my God, there's not one kid in our damn family that's fucking abused. It's more of a way to lay down. It's more like a way to lay down the law to them without having to threaten to literally raise a hand to them.
My parents came from an older
Right.
time when that was acceptable, and they decided to so-called break the chain.
Good.
They never hit or abused any of us. It was. I think we were quite fortunate. I know a lot of people who have suffered abuse. It's just awful what this kind of trauma can do to a person, especially when it comes from their childhood, when they're getting abused by somebody who's much bigger than them and has a lot more authority.
Yeah.
Yep.
And another part of it that makes it really bad, especially for small children, is that when you make their home a hell where they're afraid to be themselves and figure out who they are, then they don't do that. They don't. When they're little is the time they should be figuring out who they are without
Right.
judgment. But if they're
Right.
always worried about that mommy or daddy's going to hit me, or I'm going to do something wrong and mommy and daddy are going to be mad at me. And then they're going to punish me in whatever way they see fit.
Mm-hmm.
That leads to a lot of trauma that you have to unpack as an adult. I think that's some of the reason why I don't know who I am as an adult. Because I've never really sat down to figure it out. I didn't really have
Right.
time to do that as a kid because I was too busy dealing with trying to appease an impossible parent and trying to take care of the other one. The other parent,
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, I know what you meant. Von Rick, I want to say I agree with you. Well, first, let me read off to Jenny what Ox said. Ox said, my father was a drunk. He had beaten me bloody a few times before I left home. Main reason I wouldn't hit my kids. And then Von Rick said, neglect is much more effective for fucking kids up. And I would agree with that. And I'm going to agree with that for one main reason. My father ignored me. Ignored me.
I would absolutely agree with Von Reck. The only time my father paid attention to me was to be negative. I never got anything positive from him ever. None of us kids did. There were three of us.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
and that fucks you up big time as a child.
Hey, Jenny, my dad was positive to me. He smiled at me and asked really nice every single time he wanted a beer out of the fridge because he was too lazy to get up.
Yeah,
That's what I was. I was a beer getter.
For me, it was fixing my dad's coffee.
My dad was a serious drunk. It was alcohol with it. I knew how to open a can of Stroh's before I was 2. Watched him do it so many times.
Yeah, I grew up largely neglected in a crowded house. And now as an adult, people wonder why I'm so distant from my family.
Did you open that Stroh's with the pull top or a can opener?
Oh, it was the pull top that became illegal because it was dicing people's hands open. The first pull top.
Yeah, the one with the ring that curled up so it separated from the can.
And it was super duper fucking sharp.
Yep.
Well, Mac, I've been ignored, neglected. No, I'm not talking about just family right now. Just life in general. Ignored, neglected, physically abused, mentally abused, sexually abused. I've been straight, gay, now I'm trans. I've been pretty much around the world. All I really need is a dick to complete my journey, and I've pretty much done everything and tried to do well within my capabilities and financial ability.
I've got.
Why I'm such a good person. I know what it's like to get fucked over in almost every way possible. I've had friends rip me off and empty out my apartment and steal all my shit while I'm gone on a AT with the army. I mean, I've just been there, man. Everywhere. Abortion, adoption, name it.
That's horrible.
No,
Yeah.
it isn't. You know why it's not horrible?
Why?
I'm gonna tell you right now. I was eating, so I was trying not to be rude.
Oh, no worries.
It was not horrible. It was at the time. But every single thing that happened to me was a lesson. And every single thing that happened to me did 2 things to me. It made me care about other people more. It made me love more. And it made me learn what, like, signs and signals and what people are doing. And I can read people now and shit. So I learned a lot from that. But the one thing I learned is that life is this fucking long. And all the stupid shit, it's stupid shit. It doesn't fucking matter. So I get mad about little things, and I vent for a second, and then I drop it and I leave it, and I move on from it.
Life's too short.
I got yelled at like 4 times today at work. You wouldn't know by talking to me because, oh well, I'm over it.
Yeah.
It just doesn't matter.
Yeah, if you let it consume you, you're wasting your life.
That's why I don't. And people are like, well, how come you're not mad at that Christian? And I'm like, because I'm not going to be mad at a Christian over different beliefs, even if he's a dick. I'm just not going to, I'm going to give him a chance. If he's a dick to me, then okay, I'm done with him. But I'm not going to sit there and not going to like make videos about it and keep going over and over it. I'm just going to get rid of the dude and go move on with my life. I don't want all that drama and that crap. I have no interest in it.
No, ma'am.
I have lived drama and crap. My whole life was drama and crap.
Don't play with the
I am doing peaceful life now. Someone's dramatic or someone's
Thank you, my love.
crazy or
That's on them.
mad all the time or sad all the time or
Yes,
just
I
have that
know.
one emotion that just won't stop unless it's laughing and being happy.
I don't think
Like,
you
I'm
know
just
how
not
to
doing
do
it, man.
now.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
honey.
just
Good for you.
won't.
That's the right attitude.
We can have some more
And,
tomorrow.
I tend to look the other way when people are upset. I want to try to diffuse a situation or calm it down. I see some people out there like to instigate it and they enjoy getting in the fight. And I'm thinking, there's better things to do with your life. Yeah.
Yeah, see how that is, caretaker? Some of us have it and don't want it, and some of us don't want it and don't have it. Damn, I fucked myself up on that one.
Oh, just on the weekend, some guy drove up next to me. He started yelling. He was so angry. I got it recorded because I have a dash cam. And he was saying that I didn't use my signal. I'm thinking, you're this angry because I didn't use a signal? But I was sure I did. I checked the video footage later and I found that I actually did use a signal and my signal lights are working. So I suspect he got me mixed with the other Suburban that looks the same as mine. And maybe he's targeting the wrong person. But I tell you, these people, they get so mad over little things. It's such an important point, you know. It's
Yep.
Often
He
it's
wasn't
not the
listening.
little thing that they're upset about.
yeah.
Often
usually-
it's a bunch of unresolved things that they're just covering up, and that's just the thing that lit the match that set off the
they need
dynamite.
to vent. Yeah, they need to vent. That's why it's good to let them burn off the steam and then help them de-escalate, because that's usually better, I think, in the end, in the long run.
Agreed.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
Sometimes you end up making
Yeah,
friends.
anyways.
That way. The cool thing is sometimes you end up making friends that way.
Oh, I make a lot of friends in strange places that I never think I would.
Hey, Purple, I think you were asking about what I'm building a little bit earlier. I'll just explain real quick here before the stream shuts down.
Randolph, your real quick is real long, so just let me say this first.
Oh, I know what you're doing, Randolph. I was just going to make a joke about it. Bye.
Be right back.
I'm trying to say goodnight, guys, so have a good night, eh?
Okay,
Good night, Ollie.
Good night.
So this is going underneath the overhang on the roof.
Yep.
And okay, yeah. So and then it'll be the frame for the soffits, and it'll strengthen it up a bit as well. So there you go. I heard you asking earlier, but I didn't want to interrupt the topic before that.
Yep, that's what it'll do.
Ellie.
This conversation
Ellie
got
heard me
deep
say
and,
goodbye to Ollie.
Yeah, this conversation got deep, and we covered important topics, and that's what I like about this channel. B is sometimes we get right into these really interesting and really important topics.
Me too. And everybody
Mhm,
stay
Ollie bug.
respectful. Once in a while, some of us get a little testy, but not too bad.
Well,
not
that's okay.
anything that would get me new
Yeah,
subs, so
thank
it's nothing too crazy.
That's okay. Just let them vent and then help them de-escalate.
I just let them bitch about it and then discuss it, so they
Yeah,
get it out of their
there you go.
system and have all their
Thank
thoughts.
you, bug.
Because you can rant on something, that doesn't mean all your thoughts are out about it. Sometimes you need to talk about it a little bit. So
Ellie. What's that? That's mommy's case for all her rings. That's what that is, bug. Yeah.
So I have to tell you guys, I don't remember who remembers, but the other day, my boss texted everybody and said, "Hey, ladies, does anybody want to work at a wedding and make some extra money? It's $20 an hour." So Marissa and Michelle were talking to her, and I was just sitting there quiet, and I was texting with Heather on
Okay.
another text, right? And I said, yeah, she said something about ladies, and Heather said, yeah, I noticed, but I figured it wasn't, you know, you were there, and if you wanted to say something, you'd say something. I didn't want to disrespect you or overstep. And I said, no, that's fine. I appreciate that. So I texted back in the other chat. I said, oh, was she talking to me too? I just heard ladies. I just saw ladies. And then I put like a couple of
Yeah,
laughing
okay.
faces. So today she comes up to me and she's like, hey, B, come here. And I was like, what's up? And she's like, okay, so we're changing your name. I said, you can call me either one. She goes, okay. And about the other thing, she said, they, I said, no, he, him. And she said, okay. And I said, don't worry, you'll catch on to it in time. And she said, yeah, I will. You just got to give me a little bit. I told you I'm bad at this. And I said, okay.
I slipped up a few times, but I'm doing my best, B.
No, it's fine, buddy. It's fine. I just appreciate, to me, it's just important to me that people are giving the effort. Because we all are in habits. We're all in habits, and we have to break habits. That's all.
Because that's respect. Giving the effort is respect.
Exactly. That's enough for me. Somebody making the effort is enough for me. Now, if it's like a year from now and you're still doing it, we might have words. But, you know, I mean, it would take a long time for me to be.
Then they're just not
bothered by
trying
it.
hard enough.
They're not trying at all. I mean,
Yeah,
hell,
exactly.
I had to switch genders for my landlord, who's my friend, and my son. Just had to swap them. But one went from she to him, and the other one went from him to they. And I was all fucked up. I didn't even know what to call anybody for a minute there. But I had it down pat in about a month and a half, 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am.
No, I still
working
misgender
on
myself.
Making a
I have habits too, you know. We all have habits to break.
Yeah.
So
Well, as long as you're not still
I'm
doing it a year
working-
from now, you'll be okay with yourself, right?
no, I'll have to kick my own ass if I'm
Yeah.
doing it a year from now, Randolph. Fucking sobbing it down on the ground, like rolling around all by myself. So he's be like, "What's going on?" I'll be punching myself in the face. I'm mad at myself. I'm kicking my own ass.
If you do find yourself ready to do that,
I'll record it.
Make sure you put it on the live stream. Yeah.
I was gonna say I'll record it. That's it. I'm done with myself.
yeah. That
Man,
I
you
want-
don't go
I want
outside and
proof.
roll around the dirt here. There's cacti everywhere. That is a bad idea. You go find a road or a sidewalk. That would be safer.
No, B, you're not allowed to play in traffic.
I don't play in
Not
traffic.
allowed.
We almost did the other day that we were going to go out at the beginning of the workday and throw a football around to get everything going. I worked with some really cool
You said
people.
you were going to roll around on the road.
No, I said if I decide to kick my own ass, if I still misgender myself in a year,
Now,
Yeah,
not just for the fun of
You're
it.
not allowed to play in the road.
Catnip, did you just say no, B? You're not allowed to play with dragons?
No, you're not allowed to play in the
That's
road.
what it sounded like.
No. I told him he wasn't allowed to
Said
play in the road.
traffic. She said traffic.
Oh,
I said traffic.
I don't
dragons.
play in
But also,
traffic.
B, you're not
Do you
allowed to
know
play with
where I
dragons
live?
either.
There isn't traffic on the side roads here.
Dragons sounds more interesting, I have to say.
Exactly.
I could
Well,
wrestle
sorry, bud.
myself in the middle of our driveway and do it for like
Not right
24 hours before anybody hits me. By that time, I'd be late for work.
Yeah.
At
that's
the end
it.
of the
Cops would
stand
be
there.
out here checking on me. What's wrong? He's not here.
I like how I started this, like, I started the very beginning of this when I was on your stream. What was it, yesterday, the day before?
Yeah, I think
And
so.
now
I
it's
don't
like-
remember.
3 rows from being done.
Nice.
Wow.
My hands
So
hurt.
wait,
One link
should
at a
we
time. Well,
finish
yeah, I
it before
bet.
ending the stream? Should she finish
You
it
what,
before the
Randolph?
stream
I
ends?
feel like you were saying something.
Oh yeah, can you finish it before
Could
the
I?
stream ends?
Depends.
I don't
It
think we're
depends on
going
how
for
much
another hour and
longer
a
we go for.
half.
Oh, it's an hour and a half for
It
that?
wouldn't take me that long. No. I've done this in the 3 hours we've been here, but I've also been doing it on and off all day. So.
Aw, thanks,
I only have
Mac.
3 more rows.
Mac said, "All right, everyone, I'll be driving for a
Yes,
while.
bud.
Stay beautiful, you beautiful people. I've never felt such fondness for people I've never met." Thanks, buddy.
Hey, Matt,
Ditto.
I look forward to meeting you someday if we haven't met already. Come join the live stream sometime.
Daddy's sleeping.
No, he meant like
though.
in person.
Daddy's sleeping.
He's come on my live streams a couple times.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember if you were there or not. I can't keep track of people anymore, Randolph. It's
can't
like
remember
Neil.
all. I
Neil has
try.
to keep a spreadsheet to figure out who the fuck's been on his show. That's how I feel.
Yeah, I try. It's hard to remember everybody I've met or chatted with, but usually if I see their face and hear their voice, I can, oh, yeah, you're familiar. I think we've spoken before, kind of thing.
Right. Okay, Ox, that's one. If you ever get really bored, Ox, I want you to like figure out how many people I have interacted with on my live streams.
Bug.
And I'll talk to you in about 3 weeks, buddy. I have no idea. The hell is that?
Wow.
Oh, it's peanut butter on celery. That looks yummy. Are you showing off your stick, Jenny? You're muted.
A lot of people find this to be rather gross, so I thought I'd let you all enjoy it.
Oh, no, I love peanut butter on celery.
No, my kids don't believe me that I used to eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches when I was a kid. They think it's horrible. The one or the other, but they don't want them mixed. But they've been meeting lots of people who've also reflected this memory, and they've even asked their teachers, oh, yeah, that's a common thing.
See,
I
Randolph,
still eat
I'm with
peanut
your
butter.
children on this.
I still eat peanut butter and jelly, and I love it.
I don't like them together.
You know what I was just eating? Because I don't have any bread. Because I decided I've been eating too much bread. So I had some leftover oatmeal. So I took some steel cut oats and mixed it in with peanut butter and some jelly because I'm out of honey. It's good.
I got
Peanut butter and
spanked.
jelly sandwich, but with oat instead, and it's better for you.
I got spanked real bad by my dad once because I made a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and I got a little of the jelly in the peanut butter.
Oh my gosh. Really?
Yep.
My mom would just scoop it out and put it on the sandwich, even if it was honey we were getting. We wouldn't fucking notice. We were kids.
Yep. That's what normal people do.
Sounds a bit uptight.
Yep.
Hawk said, hold on. You want exact or round it off? No, I don't want exact. I'm just kind of curious how many people I've talked to on YouTube. I have no idea.
An amount of people. Well, I mean, then you have to play the definition game. What do you consider talk to? Like, does he count my kid or not? Because she doesn't talk. It's kind of bad.
No, some of the people that
Whatever,
are on the panel with me at some point or another.
I mean, technically she's in my camera, so.
And yes, Hawks, you can count the
Never
asshole
hurts to
I
ask.
blocked too. You can put that one on there.
Yes, Ellybug. You found it? What did you find? I wasn't aware it was live.
It was to her.
She had it 2 seconds ago and was showing it to me. So
Well, it was 2 seconds
wasn't
ago.
locked for
To a
long.
kid that age, that's like 10 minutes,
in eternity,
right?
especially because I think she probably is going to have ADHD like me and her daddy do. So
No, she's going to lose a lot of shit then.
it'll be fun to see.
I do that all the
Yeah,
time.
it'll
I'll
be
be
fun
like,
to-
oh, you know what? I'm going to put this right here in a safe spot so I don't lose it again because I just found it after a month. And then I won't be able to find it for another month.
Yep.
Do you know how many pairs of fingernail clippers I have? Like 5.
Several.
What dude has 5 pairs of fingernails? Because I lose them all the time.
You.
And I hate it when my nails start getting long. Like, this is max for me.
Get
When
a-
they start
get
getting a little
lanyards
longer,
for
I
them.
want to chop them off.
Hook them up
Huh?
to lanyards and you'll never lose them again.
Oh, that just makes too much sense, Randolph. Why would I do that?
They're-
I'm just trying to be helpful.
Nail clippers are only like 59 cents, so who cares how many you have?
Oh, really?
Well,
they're like
that's
they're like $3 to $5 here each.
Well, you can get them for 59 cents at like dollar stores and shit like that or whatever, but those don't last very long. I got pretty tough nails, so
Yeah.
I break those kind. They'll snap.
I gotta go. I've just finished cleaning up. This has been a pleasure as always. Thanks for hosting these, B. It's and thanks for always inviting everybody. It's always really nice. And thanks to everybody
Yeah,
in the
man.
chat who's tuned in and likes to see the
Good
progress.
night, Randolph.
All right, good night, all. Thanks.
Night, Randolph.
Good night, Randy.
Good night, Randolph.
Good night, Randy.
Yeah, that's not my name.
I know. I had to do it though. Sorry.
Somebody's been apparently calling me Randolph the Blonde. Somebody who I blocked a while ago, who I won't say his name, but I think a few people know who he is. But it's just, yes, it sounds pretty funny actually.
Oh goodness. Well, have a good night.
Take
See you
care
later,
and
man.
have fun with fun making fun of your names. Take care. Bye bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Right back on.
Too funny. How you doing over there, Purple? You've been quiet for a while.
No, actually, I've been hacking up internal organs for a while.
Oh, okay. Well, you're
Oof.
muted. Good job on that. Yes, you're right, Kevin. It's an F, not a PH.
Yeah, like I said, I just not talking as much because my throat's hurting.
Yeah, no, I get it. I mean, I'm not gonna stay on here much longer, anyways. I'm tired. I'm ready to go to bed.
Yeah.
Mondays are really.
I've got to get
hectic at
little
work.
bit to bed soon.
I'm thinking of you hacking and coughing and hacking up organs, like you just said. One of the most disturbing but outrageously funny cartoons I ever saw was in the New Yorker magazine, and it was a guy who, obviously you can tell by the expression on his face, is quite surprised, and he looks exasperated, like he just finished sneezing a really big one, and I mean his fingers are all crooked and stuff like that. He just really got beat up, and the caption, which is on the screen, not at the bottom, says "Achoo," and at the end of his nose are his lungs sticking out, turned inside out. It was-
Well, I'm hoping something good will come of it. After we're offline, I'm going to go through the pile there, and hopefully there's a kidney I can send to Diana.
Oh my goodness. Oh, Purple. What are you gonna do with you? Oh,
Celery
Yeah,
and peanut butter is so good.
it really is.
I will take y'all's word for it because I don't like celery.
I don't like the strings, but if you take the big ones off the outside, that's good.
I was going to say, I don't see how anybody can not like celery because it doesn't have any flavor. There isn't anything there
It
to like
does
or not
too.
like.
It's either they either don't like the flavor or the texture of the stringy shit that gets caught in your teeth.
Yeah, it only has texture. It has no flavor.
It does too have flavor. What are you talking about? It tastes like a plant.
It tastes like water.
I know.
No, it tastes like celery.
Tastes plantish.
Yeah, to me it has a taste, but I think everybody's taste is subjective.
Yeah, well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So, Ox said that I have 129 posted videos times, if we multiply by times average of 4 guests per show, it's 516 people. Not knowing how many appeared more than one time, not counting side chat or other channels I've been on.
Well, I'm going to venture to guess that I'm 128 of those people.
You know what,
Maybe.
Randolph? You're right.
You gotta be at
That
least
is,
60 Purple at the
that is
minimum.
how I would.
I was figuring I'm probably in at least 1 out of 4 shows that you've done.
Probably, yeah. Oh, Purple.
You know what? It's also good is celery root. That big bulbous thing that
Yeah, you can do a lot with it. Yeah, it's true.
Mm.
It is true.
I'll peel like a potato and just cook the whole damn thing.
We'll cook it up in stock.
Potatoes are fantastic.
Randolph says uncooked celery tastes a bit like the way Scotch tape smells.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah. Yep.
And I
Kevin agreed
agree.
with him. Night, Randolph.
Wow.
Well, guys, what do you think? I'm about done here. I'm tired.
I'm going to finish this little bit of this row I have left, and then I have
Yes.
got to choke
Go
out
ahead.
the kid so she goes to sleep.
Yes, ox, celery
She's
seed
not
is
had
a
a nap
spice.
today.
It is a spice, and you
Gotta
can.
get the kid to bed.
People put it in like chicken soup and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I wish they would serve the celery leaves. You know, you buy celery and the top of it's always cut off.
Yeah.
Those leaves have just tons of flavor in them. If you
Yeah,
do,
and they're
do get some with it, they should make that a crop. Or
right.
Yeah. Well, if you're making soup stock, the celery leaves are good for a soup stock.
Mm-hmm.
But aren't the seeds up top? So when they cut the tops off, they get the seeds off of them.
Well, actually, I think that the celery you generally buy in the stores, I think, is some kind of hybrid that doesn't really form noticeable seeds.
Well, yeah, it's true. It's true. Pretty much nothing does this these days, does it?
Well, you know, for most of the agricultural crops, they do that intentionally. Basically, they don't want the plant to be wasting energy making the seeds. They just want to be making the part you're going to eat.
Right. Yeah. It's true. It is true.
And I got excited because I found pomegranates in the store a couple of weeks ago. And I knew it was early, but I thought they were back. And it's like I only found them that one day and I can't find them again.
They just got 2
season's not
cases
for another
in.
couple of months.
Yeah, it's usually not until at least the middle of October, but it's like, yeah, it's like you say, they got like 2 cases in that I found in that one day, and it's like, yeah, now I can't have them again. That's bummed.
Yeah.
Yeah, because doesn't pomegranate season run from like the middle of October to like the end of January or the beginning of February?
Yeah, about that.
It's something like
What?
that.
What season?
Ellie bug. No, ma'am.
Pomegranates.
No, ma'am. Thank you.
See, I never understood why people like pomegranate. I mean, I don't think the taste is horrible or anything, but they just take so much effort to eat.
That's what I said. It's not worth it, man. I'd have to be like really
they're
hungry to
fantastic.
fucking take the time to spend on a pomegranate.
Yeah, but like if I'm just, you know, sitting watching TV or something with one.
Pomegranates are fantastic. Pomegranate cheesecake is one of my favorite things to make with pomegranates, and it is delightful.
I've never had that.
Spooky said, does it have a taste? Not necessarily.
Damn it, Spooky. Get your shit out of here.
The ones selling seeds also want to sell you seeds for the next year. Right, exactly.
Yep.
Right? It's like $200 to buy a baby orange tree that won't produce fruit for years. Yes. That is correct.
I think it's
Healthy-
grown a little bit, guys.
Healthy stuff is expensive. No, it looks
You
pretty cool.
realize from where I'm sitting, it pretty much matches your hair.
Oh, it does match
Yeah,
your hair.
it is pretty similar.
Mm-hmm.
From a distance, it does look purple like my hair, but the closer you get up to it, the more you can tell the difference.
Celery puts out a separate stalk with flowers, and the flowers become the seed pods, but seed celery is older than the celery sold in stores. Oh, okay.
All right. Yeah, I really didn't know, you know, how it made it.
Thank you,
seeds.
Ox, for Googling that. I don't know. I'm just kidding. But yes, Spooky, that was a good one. Well, guys, so I'm done. I'm tired. I'm going to bed.
Okay.
Thanks everybody for coming on tonight. I really appreciate it. Another good conversation. Guys are brilliant as usual. Everybody in the chat, thank you so much for stopping by. You know, I really appreciate that. Again, that link is above you, pinned in the chat. So if you guys want to share that out, whoever hasn't already, or if you want to share it out again, that'd be great too. See if we can get some more cash together for Jenny. I really appreciate everybody coming just in general, though. You guys are great. It's always a good conversation in the chat. So
B, hold on.
What?
I just want to say to the chat, we didn't bring anything in today, but I'm not heartbroken because I know most of you who are out in the chat there have already donated and stuff like that.
Yep.
And don't ever feel obligated to, even if you haven't in the past. It's perfectly fine. And
Yeah.
don't think about it twice.
Well, most of the regular people I know have given so often. I was mostly just hoping, for people to be boosting the signal to get it out in front of some other people we don't normally reach.
There's
Same.
even been one person who gave twice. So
Oh, that was nice. Yeah.
you're all great. It matters not what you did or not. Well,
Yeah.
Ellie, do you
So-
want to say bye-bye?
On that note, we'll wait for her to get up here.
Say
There
bye-bye.
we go. Bye.
Bye.
Look how cute.
bye.
Everybody, take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. And have some peace in your life.